report the news that nobody has the balls to report.
Why am I the only one breaking stories like this? You can call me Uncle Turtleboy, Clarence, Aidan. I don't care what you call me.
Did you not say that you were gonna take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby?
I think they don't like the things that I'm saying and they want me to stop saying them, but I'm not. I'm never gonna stop. Now, these are the kind of stories, guys, that must be told.
I'm just a guy who's breaking stories and reporting news from my basement.
What's up, Turtle Riders? How's everyone out there doing tonight? Good? Good? Excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Uncle Turtleboy, here for the Tuesday night edition of Turtleboy Live. If you're new here, we do this every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. Well, 9-ish. Let's just put it that way. I think we got here 9:10 today. That's not bad. Like a good night, I think, is like 9:02. Bad night's like 9:16. So we got here at 9:10, right in the meaty part of the curve there. I've gone ahead and I shared the link to the stream on the various social media pages that I currently control, the Clarence Woods Emerson page, and actually I need an admin to share it on the Turtleboy Daily News page. Go ahead. I actually deactivated the Uncle Turtleboy page for now. I might put it back up in the future. I'm just keeping that, like, it's too confusing. It's too many inboxes, quite frankly. So I just deactivated that page for now. So just keep it simple. Like, my personal page on Facebook is Clarence Woods Emerson. It's got like 27,500 something followers. And then there's the Turtleboy Daily News page, which is up to getting close to 35,000. So go ahead, like that. You add those two up together. I think you get to like 62. I think that's what that adds up to, right? And I guess there's 23 on the Uncle Turtleboy page, but we're no longer counting that. So let's get back to 100,000 guys. Like every page that we have, because you never know if Facebook's going to take us down. I just assume they all will. I also went ahead and I shared this to the Twitter account that I currently run. I have two accounts. Follow at Dr. Turtleboy. That's DOCTOR Turtleboy. Because if Jill Biden's a doctor, then I'm definitely a doctor. And you can also follow me at Turtleboy Phone as well, because you never know in this business, you know, when you're going to get booted from the platform. Or on Instagram at Turtleboy_daily_news. You can also catch us on various podcasting streaming sites like Spotify. It's all linked in the bio below. We also do a stream on Thursday nights, guys, but you got to be in Turtleclub to access those. Turtleclub, guys, for $15 a month, you get access to the Thursday night streams that no one else gets. You also get ad-free on the website, so none of those annoying ads about hot Asian chicks in your community that want to go out on a date with you. Spoiler alert, they don't, okay? Those aren't, trust me, they're not real. But you can also get a free t-shirt by joining Turtleclub. But most importantly, when you join Turtleclub, what you're doing, guys, is you are ensuring that we are completely independent media. That's what you want to be. You don't want to have any advertisers. That's my goal, is no advertisers within a couple of years. Literally $0 from advertisers. I don't want a penny from them, because once you have advertisers, you're kind of beholden to them because they are paying your bills. So at any point they can say, hey, we got a call from a bunch of douchebags today from Black Lives Matter, and they said that you are racist. Can you please tone it down a bit? Can you be nicer to Monica Cannon Grant? No, I don't want to do that. I want to say whatever I want to say. I want to be completely unfiltered. And the way we can do that, the only way for conservative media outlets like this to do that in this day and age, is to be completely crowd driven. And so just by $15 a month, you know, you get a few hundred people doing that. Boom, this thing pays for itself. We're all good in the hood. We can continue to bring you hot takes for generations to come. So, yeah, join Turtleclub. And we got a cool street coming up on Thursday nights. Again, nobody else gets it, so you do. You can also just do $10 a month for ad-free, but you might as well go for the 15. That's what I say. Okay, so we have, let's see. We have Deb here, our producer. How you doing, Deb?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. So, did you see my speech in Taunton last night?
You did. You're like nailing that stuff. You're getting really good.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying my best. I like speaking. You know what? Because when you're a teacher for 11 years or whatever, you get really good at speaking in front of like a captive audience for 45 minutes at a time.
Right.
Except with adults, like they want to be there. That's the cool part. Like they're choosing to listen to you. In high school, it was different because the kids didn't have a choice, and 15 and 16 and thinking about booze and girls and God knows what else on the weekend. So it's different to be in front of a cool conservative audience that actually wants to hear the things you have to say. And I feel like we're starting a little movement here. We're starting a little revolution in solid blue Massachusetts and places like Taunton. I love Taunton. Got nothing but love for that city. So it was cool being down there last night. Met some groovy people. And if you're not, I'm going to have that guy, 𝗵𝗁. I was down there to basically, I was at his bar. He's running for state rep down there. I'm going to have him on my show within next couple of weeks. So,
cool.
Yeah. So there's that. Yeah.
Connections. Good.
Yeah. I mean, that, and it's a really, I'll tell you one thing going down there. It's a really humbling experience because real people in real life are, asking to take pictures with you and stuff like that, telling you they bought the book, whatever. And, and it's just really humbling to know, like, there's real people in real life who I can look at and see directly in front of me. They're not just people on the internet or, nameless whatevers. And they truly enjoy what I do. And it's like they're regular people in the community and they value it and they appreciate it. And it's really humbling to see that. So I really do appreciate getting the invite to go down there and talk to some really nice people. And again, I'll do that anywhere. I don't care. I've spoken at the Lexington Republican Town Committee. I spoke at Taunton. I crashed the Walpole one. Remember, I was invited and then disinvited, and I spoke anyway. Yeah. So Ben, I like it. I like giving speeches like that. So yeah, feel free. I'm always available. Let's put it that way. All right. So, okay. So, also, guys, I'd like to remind you guys that what am I missing here? Oh, we are banned from using the YouTube super chat function because we're demonetized completely on this platform. We had the wrong opinions about Joe Biden's climax mandate. You can't say the word. It rhymes with climax. We had the wrong opinion about it a year ago. It turned out to be the completely right opinion, but at the time you weren't allowed to say those things. And so we got, boom, the ability to make money on this platform taken away from us. No biggie though. Part of being a conservative is that you need to kind of build your own conservative ecosystem. You just got to build your own shit. And that's what we started doing. So we literally built our own super chat. It's called Turtle Chat. If you like what we're doing here at Turtleboy and you want to support what we're doing, or maybe you're not in Turtle Club, or maybe you are, who knows? You just want to help anyway. You can click on that link at the top. That brings you to something called Turtle Chat. You can donate whatever amount of money you want to. And when you do that, you get to write a message. I will then receive an email notification about it. And I will bring it up on my screen like this. And so I got two the other night that were too late. I didn't end up showing them. So I wanted to make sure I got these in. Deb, you're not going to like the second one, so I apologize, but I have to show it because they paid for it. Okay. So this is the first one from RJ. RJ says, as always, go on go. Appreciate what you do. Well, thank you, RJ. Appreciate your support. The next one, sorry, Deb. It's from Marianne. She says,
don't care.
$25. She says, more Aidan, less Deb. Way less. Well, thank you for your donation, Marianne, but I disagree with you on that one. I think we have just the right amount of Deb, to be perfectly honest with you. No more, no less. I think you're a nice addition to the program, Deb, just to be very clear about that. I think you're a good person to bounce ideas off of. I mean, it's the Turtleboy show, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, but it would be boring if I just sat up here and had a monologue. So I like to have somebody to bounce things off of, and you're really good conversationalist. And so that's why I like having you on here, quite frankly.
Thank you.
So there we go. Okay. So anyway, but I do thank Marianne for the, again, it's a free speech platform, so
she's entitled to her opinion.
She's entitled to her opinion.
I've heard much worse. It's fine.
At least she didn't call you a talentless raccoon, so you got that going for you, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so here's the deal. Tonight we're going to talk about a couple things, but I really wanted to get something off my chest. It's just been annoying the shit out of me, especially if you follow me on Twitter. Everyone should. I'm much more active on Twitter than I am on Facebook, even though Facebook has a much larger following and kind of whatever, but like it's really you need to be on Twitter, like for people like me, because influential media personalities and politicians, celebrities, like people who are influential and you really need to connect with professionally are on Twitter. They don't use Facebook. They may have a Facebook, but they don't use it as much. Like Twitter is their primary vehicle for sharing information, right? I mean, that's where Donald Trump made goddamn policy announcements. He talked shit about North Korea on there. Like it's wild. Like it's got less users. I think it's got like a fifth of the users that Facebook has. And people talk shit about Facebook. Oh, nobody uses Facebook. Everybody uses Facebook. Stop it. This idea that Facebook's dying out. Facebook's still by far the most powerful and popular social media platform in the universe that's ever existed. But Twitter has kind of is the de facto go place for media people, right? So anyway, I have had a long history with Twitter. Obviously, I had like, I think 25,000 followers at one point in like 2017, and then boom, that account got axed. I made a couple more, built it up like 10,000. Boom, then I got banned. What I thought was permanently in 2018. I couldn't make any more new accounts. Every time I would make a new account, it would boom, get deactivated. And I realized, oh, they're tracking my devices, right? So like they're not letting me create new accounts from my phone or my computer. So what did I do? I just went and got a new phone. I got a whole new phone number, and I got a new Wi-Fi, and I got a new computer, and boom, I can use Twitter again. So I've been on there for like a year and a half. I'm at Dr. Turtleboy. But it's difficult to get all these blue check mark followers back. Like, but it's so important. Like in my earlier days, how did I get to 25,000? Well, I'm not going to lie. I was shameless. I would get on there and I would tweet things, and I would be like at 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗃, at Kirkminian. This is before these guys even knew who I was. So I'd have a story that I thought would interest them. And I follow influential people on Twitter. And so I would just at them at the end. A lot of people think that's cheap. I think that's just marketing. I think that's just how you get your brand out there, you know? So that's what I did. And it worked. And it got a lot of people to follow me. And then once you get a big blue check mark account to follow you and start retweeting you, now you're rolling. Now you're in business because other big accounts follow them. And next thing you know, you're gaining a lot of followers, right? And so it's been a struggle to get it back up, but I've gotten a lot of my followers back, and I got like, I think we're up to like 13,600 or something like that. And by the way, I'm also on Cash App, guys. I just got a Cash App here, $ Uncle Turtleboy. Just got one from Patricia Brosnan, sorry, sends $50, and she goes, Deb rocks more. So there you go, Deb. That's more than 25, isn't it? So thank you. I agree with you. But yeah, cool. So anyway, so I like being on there, and it's how a lot of people in my line of work has kind of made a name for themselves. One of those people is Andy Ngo, and a lot of you guys might know who this gentleman is. No pun intended. Oh, geez.
We're doing that all night.
I know. It's gonna be so. Well, one of our producers, our YouTube people, asked me, what's up with the G? And I'm like, G is for Vietnamese people what U is for Brits. It's just a completely unnecessary letter that you guys like to use all the time. I don't know why you use it, but you use it all the time. And so Andy Ngo is a couple of years ago, he was a blue check mark, but he's a completely independent media outlet. So it's not like he was like working for any NBC or anything like that. And he kind of became a more and more popular figure on the right, because he became the watchdog of Antifa. He is a Seattle journalist who, Portland, so West Coast, whatever, same shit, Pacific Northwest. And he would see Antifa a lot in the streets of Portland. It was like America's most lawless city, right? Most radical left-wing communist city in the United States. And he would show videos of what these people were doing. And eventually they figured out who he was, and he would show up to their things, and they would recognize him. He got the shit kicked out of him in 2019. It was awful. It's one of the worst beatings I've ever seen. And I liked him. I really appreciate that. I mean, I think that's great stuff, what he's doing. He's literally getting his ass kicked for the cause. Like, didn't give a shit. Still out there every day. He has to go in disguise sometimes. And we've talked about him before and praised his work for that. And I'm an admirer of his. I've followed his work for some time. But at the same time, there comes a point in time, Deb, where you have to have some respect for yourself. And like, I am not a fanboy of Andy Ngo, and I'm not going to be treated like Andy Ngo's bitch. And I kind of feel like I am a little bit by him, because enough of this, there is a professional courtesy in this industry, in this line of work. It's so fucking simple. I do it all the time. Whenever you cite another source that you didn't, you had to get your information from somewhere else, right? You learned this in elementary school. Right. You get your information from somewhere else and you hyperlink it. It takes 2 seconds to just take the link and you put it in there and you hyperlink it. And then if you quote it, and then, you just do the colon and like, oh, he said this, and you quote it. It's so freaking easy. It takes 2 seconds, and it benefits both parties because it actually helps your search engine optimization if the more accounts that you link to it, and the linked party obviously gets perhaps new readers that didn't know they existed before, and you return the favor. It's kind of how this whole industry works. But with Andy Ngo, I noticed that last year in May, and so let's just talk about why I'm doing this right now tonight, like what inspired me to do all this. So let me bring it up over here. I'm going to show you guys my Twitter account over here. There it is. All right. So Andy Ngo tweets this out yesterday. He goes, a massive brawl broke out at Misueno restaurant in Providence, Rhode Island on Sunday. And so I got alerted to I wrote this blog, I think Sunday night, like real late. And I just had to publish it in the morning because that's when most people wake up. They don't like to publish things at midnight. And by that point, like this story spread like wildfire. It was because it's hilarious. And I gave him some good names in this one. We had 𝗏𝗶𝗵𝗃 we had it was 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃. Like this was one of my finer works of art, was this story. And obviously this fight was freaking wild. We'll probably talk about this on the live show this weekend. I mean, it was one of literally the greatest fight video I've ever seen. And next thing you know, Andy Ngo's tweeting it out again. Now, I don't own the rights to this story by any whatever, but like I'm a New England journalist, right? These are the things that are up my alley. I was the first one to write about this and actually show the video and break the whole thing down. And I know that Andy Ngo follows me. I have 2 accounts on Twitter. He follows both, or shall I say followed. I noticed that after I started chirping at him about this yesterday, I was unfollowed on the Dr. Turtleboy account. Don't tell him about the Turtleboy phone account. He's still following that one. I'm expecting an unfollow soon, though. And I don't know why. Because as you're going to see, we kind of have a history together, Andy and I, that he's kind of not told anybody about, but we're going to spill all the tea tonight. So I tweeted back at him and I said, Andy, I go, yeah, Andy. I blogged about it this morning. We know, my readers know about it. Like we know about it, Andy. And obviously it I wouldn't call this a ratio. There was like 221 likes and like, I think 50 comments or something like that. And it's a weird position because a lot of my followers, I mean, they're telling me it's like, why can't I like you both, And I completely agree. I like Andy too, but there comes a time and a place where you're like, enough is enough. Like I'm not some little kid. I'm not going to be treated like this. I'm a man. I'm 40. Like I'm not just going to be pushed around and do all his bitch work, as you're going to see. And I decided to chirp back at him. And I said this, and like the replies on this, like people were so mad. People are, let me read some of these. Well, nobody likes you. So we didn't see it until Andy posted it. Go away. Exactly. Okay. And that's pretty telling right there. Cause that's a good point. We didn't see it till Andy posted it. It's like, but you might have, like, if Andy had endorsed where he got his work from, you might have started following me. I could have gotten a lot of followers from, and Andy, he has over 1 million followers, and Andy Ngo retweet is valuable. And it's important for people like who are putting in the work. And let's not forget, Andy came from somewhere too. He didn't just start with 1 million followers. How did he get to where he is? He made quality content that people liked, and they valued it, and they retweeted it, and they shared it, and they said where it came from. And that's how you make a name for yourself in this industry. And I feel like a lot of the time, these people like him kind of forget where they came from. Like, I don't know if the fame goes to their head, but it seems like they forgot their roots, that you were just kind of once in this position too. And now you're too good to link. You're too good to retweet. So what are you doing here? Anyway, but some of the people on here were like, people were pissed about this. So some of the but a lot of the comments too were like, like I'm not some nobody. Like I know what I am and I know what I'm not. I'm not Andy Ngo. I don't have his following, but I'm also not some unknown fucking moron. Like I have millions of people that read this website every month. I have hundreds of thousands of followers on social media accounts in Massachusetts. And I thought about this today, Deb. In Massachusetts, if you were to ask 100 people in this state, and I would say Rhode Island and maybe New Hampshire too, You would ask 100 people in those states, do you know who Turtleboy is? And then do you know who Andy Ngo is? Which one do you think people would know more?
Probably you.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people would know Andy Ngo for sure, but I think more people would know who Turtleboy is. I in New England, in this area.
Yeah.
If you were to ask 100 people in Michigan or California or Washington or whatever, do you know? Like, probably 1 out of 100 would know who I am, whereas like half would know who Andy Ngo is.
Right. Yeah.
But in New Massachusetts, so if you're from New England, if you're from this area, you know what Turtleboy is. And so like a lot of people who are like, who the fuck are you? Like that was the consensus. Like, who the fuck are you, dude? Like, why would we know who you are? Well, and a lot of people would respond to them like, you should follow him. Like if you like Andy, you would like Turtleboy. Yesterday, I gained 200 followers on Twitter just because of this reply, because it got noticed. Like a lot of people shit on me, but it got noticed. And I don't care if I have to keep doing that to Andy till he blocks me. I'm going to do it. And you also might have noticed that since Andy likes to copy my work so much, I have just literally, I get notifications now whenever Andy Ngo tweets, and I just copy and paste it. The same freaking thing. People are like, why are you tweeting about Antifa in North Carolina? I'm like, I don't know. I just copy Andy Ngo. If he's going to copy me, I'm just going to copy him. If that's what we're doing, we're just going to cite things without attribution, then two can play that games. And other people have had this complaint about Andy. I've seen this a lot with right-wing media in general. They're kind of grifters. Do you remember last year, Deb, which story? Oh, it was the 𝗙𝗃𝗃𝗃 story.
Was it, or was it Mikayla Miller?
No, so this is a different story. This involves Tucker Carlson's producer, Greg Ree was his name, Greg R.E. And the 𝗙𝗃𝗃𝗃 story that I alone broke that story because 𝗙𝗃𝗃𝗃 was a woman who was on CNN and claimed that she had lost her job due to the pandemic and she wanted Joe Biden to extend the eviction moratorium. I looked into this story and I found out that she was not the mother of the kids that she had on the show. They were somebody else's kids that she borrowed, basically. And so I spoke to the real mother and I interviewed her. That's what we call journalism. And I contacted Tucker Carlson's producer, whose name is Greg Ree. I mean, you can't you can't watermark a story. It's like the thing about this is, well, it's like I don't own the internet. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, so he could just be like, well, I found it on my own. You don't have to say, it's like, it's professional courtesy. That's what it is. And we're going to see in our messages kind of a light into why Andy Ngo thinks this is okay to do. But what was I saying there? I was saying, I was on a roll there. Somebody want to remind me? Oh yeah, the 𝗙𝗃𝗃𝗃 thing. So Greg Ree, the producer for Tucker Carlson, I got in contact with him because I'm like, this is right up Tucker's alley. And obviously, I love Tucker. Tucker, by the way, last night on his show, did you see what he talked about? He talked about the Duke BYU hoax. Who broke that story?
What do you know?
Oh yeah, me. Like half the shit that you're gonna see on Fox News, and I broke it. I did. I'm like, and people don't know who the fuck I am because when you don't get cited by the people above you, then the people above them don't see them. Tucker Carlson's at the top of the food chain. He's the top dog. Donald Trump Jr., like those are the top guys. And then below them, it's people like Andy Ngo and other right-wing influencers like that. And because they follow, like Donald Trump Jr. follows Andy Ngo. So it's important for him to get your shit out there. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so Greg Ree, I messaged him and I'm like, hey, I have this like huge story that this whole thing is a hoax. This whole eviction moratorium thing, it's all based on a lie. And he's like, oh man, this is crazy. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, wow, this is great. So Fox News does a story, no attribution. And I'm like, dude, can you get me in there? Can you give me a site? He's like, oh, we'll fix that right away. I waited like 8 hours. And then finally, I'm like, dude, are you going to do it? And he's just ignoring me. And it was at that point that I realized I'm being treated like a bitch here. And I just kind of took it because you're like, you're putting your time in and you're like, you just need to pay your dues. Like, it's just what you have to do. You just got to get treated like shit. You got to get walked on a little bit. Well, I'm just done getting walked on. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not Greg Ree is some nerdy little fuck. If he was here right now, I would give him a wedgie. I'm done being pushed around and used and taken advantage of by these fucking losers. That's what they are. They're grifters. They are right-wing grifters. Because, even on the left, they cite sources. How freaking hard is that? Like, seriously, we're supposed to be on the same team here, pal. But I digress. Let's talk about the biggest thing Andy Ngo fucked up on, and that was last year. around in May with the Mikayla Miller story. Some of you guys might remember the story. It's one of the bigger stories we ever published. A 16-year-old girl in Hopkinton who is black, lived with her mother, 𝗟𝗲𝗆 𝗧𝘂𝗏. Her name was Mikayla Miller, and she went to Hopkinton High School. She was a lesbian. She had recently broken up with her girlfriend, Caitlin Anderson, or Caitlin Anderson broke up with her. She was heartbroken about it. She had teen angst and all that stuff. She was depressed, and she was suicidal. We know she was suicidal because we spoke to her ex-girlfriend who and got a hold of emails that she sent the school counselor that said Mikayla is suicidal, and she tried to strangle herself with a belt last night on FaceTime. And I'm extremely worried about her. And so Mikayla Miller killed herself in I think it was either early May or late April. And it was horrible. She walked 50 feet into the woods and just suspended herself from a tree and killed herself. And it was immediately, it was a very tragic thing, obviously. But within days, Monica Cannon Grant, at the urging of, we later found Rachel Rollins, urged this woman to believe that this girl was murdered by 5 white teens, that she was lynched, including Caitlin Anderson and her 4 friends. And so obviously the story is unbelievable. It can't possibly be true. All 5 of those kids were questioned about it. And they were like, 2 of them were on the Mass Pike at the time that she died. And because they lived in North Brookfield, they'd driven back home. That's where actually Caitlin Anderson was originally from. So her friends were visiting her there. The others all had solid alibis with like ping notifications showing they were at this place at this time. But didn't stop Monica Cannon Grant from organizing a mob of thousands of people to descend on Hopkinton and demand justice for Mikayla Miller. Like they wanted the district attorney's office and Marion Ryan to pull out of the case and not investigate because they're racist too and they're compromised, and they wanted this whole investigation. Tito Jackson was involved. They brought in goddamn Ben Crump to it. And I'm like, it was right up my alley, obviously. But again, it's a local story. This could be a bigger national story because this has larger implications here. Ben Crump is involved. Monica Cannon Grant, who I've been writing about since the beginning of time, who is now a national public figure, but who made her that way? I did. I'm the reason Monica Cannon Grant's going to jail. Okay. I don't give a shit. I'm not humble about that at all. I fucking did that. My hard work, my blood, sweat, and tears, the hours of investigation, the going to freaking protesting outside in the middle of Hyde Park by myself, with gangbangers all over the place threatening us. I did that. I went and protested in Roxbury outside of her protest at the police department. I did that. Okay. I went down there with like 3 people and a goddamn megaphone. I did that. So yeah, I'm not going to be fucking humble about this because I put a lot of goddamn effort into this. This is my freaking livelihood. This isn't a fucking game to me. And I'm not going to be treated like a bitch by somebody like Andy Ngo, who at the end of the day is the 5'5" little West Coast, little timid, little introverted fuck who likes to steal other people's work. And I'm done fucking kissing this douchebag's ass because he might retweet me or he might. No, fuck him. He had his chance. We're declaring war on Andy Ngo tonight. Fuck this asshole. So I contact Andy Ngo about this because I saw that he tweeted about Mikayla Miller. And I'm like, okay. So I DM'd him. His DMs are open. And we're just going to go over the progression of this conversation right now. Okay. Now, a lot of people might consider this unethical. You shouldn't be showing private conversations, Turtleboy. Well, I am. Because
shouldn't be stealing other people's stories without credit either. Sorry.
Also, it's just the replies under the Andy Ngo tweet, under my tweet, got to me a little bit. When people are like, who are you? Like, you're nobody. We don't know who you are. It's like, actually, I'm the guy who gets Andy his stories. That's who I am.
Right.
You don't know who I am because your boy here doesn't cite his goddamn sources. So yeah, I mean, it's so let's check out Andy's. Let's check out the progression of this conversation, which I've never shared with anyone before. So we're gonna, because I thought he would come around, but I gave up on him after this week. I'm done. So I go, what's the best way to contact you? I have proof that Mikayla Miller committed suicide. Text messages the girl sent, emails to her guidance counselor alerting them that she was suicidal. They did nothing. Okay. So he gives me the messages and he goes, how did you get them? And I start explaining who I am. and my website, and I give my credentials just to establish kind of like who I am and let them know I'm not just some.
Yeah, you're not a random. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not just some rando here. Okay. And then so we start conversing, and he goes, he says, did you email? And I did. This stuff as well. Hard to keep track of DMs by scrolling by. Yeah, I did. You receive it, blah, blah, blah. Was the beating with a bat or a hat? And so we're just conversing here. We're talking about it. And the Boston Herald puts out a story. And I'm like, yeah, they changed it. So I'm letting him know what's going on. And he asked me who his attorney is. Now, I had been in touch with attorney 𝗄𝗲𝗄𝗃, the same guy who represented Michelle Carter. And, you know, I explained that to him. And I'm like, you're welcome. If they'd choose to write something, I'd appreciate a citation. I made sure to say that, you know, if your newspaper or whoever you're writing for this time, because he's a freelance journalist, write something, I would appreciate a citation. That's all. Yeah. He goes, and how do you know there were no marks on Mikayla and no evidence other than involvement at the site of her body? I said, it's in the Boston Herald story. I'll show you. I go, oh, sorry, NBC. I go, it specifically says in there otherwise. And I go, an undisturbed scene, no signs of a struggle. Belt belonged to mom. It's also on Main Street. So these are like the fact that I live close by, and I've been on Main Street in Hopkinton, it's right where the marathon starts. I know the area. Like these are the kind of the things that you're able to pick up as a local journalist that you wouldn't know if you lived across the country. He goes, thank you so much. Megan Anderson, that's the mother of Caitlin Anderson, doesn't want to talk to me now after she got her lawyer involved. How did you find details that Mikayla wasn't actually hanged by the tree? So Megan Anderson, you know, who I spoke with about this, and I had her on the show. She was in a tough place at the time because she was like, you know, her daughter was getting threats. It was just horrific what her family was going through, being accused of lynching somebody by Monica Cannon Grant, and was so worried. She had no idea who Andy Ngo was. And that's a perfect example right there. She knew what Turtleboy was. She'd never heard of Andy Ngo before. And so when I hook her up with Andy, she's like, who's this guy? And she's a little weary about it. And so she was kind of unsure with them. So I'm the go-between. I am the guy. I'd already written about this a bunch by then. I'm the guy that kind of connected Andy to the Anderson family in this entire story because he didn't know what the fuck was going on. And then he goes,
wonky and on and off, by the way.
Is it bad? Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you now, but like a minute ago, you just went like totally indecipherable.
Really? Hopefully it's better. Can you guys?
Hopefully it keeps going. Like,
yeah, just let me know if it gets like that again. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So he goes, now I got sources. I got sources in Hopkinton, and that were telling me about this in the police department and in local elected bodies in Hopkinton. And again, that's the benefit of being a local reporter. Okay, is that I have connections that Andy Ngo doesn't have. Like you name a police department in the state, there's somebody in there that reads Turtleboy. It's a 1,000% guarantee. You go into any courthouse in the state of Massachusetts, pick one, anyone, and you go in any clerk's office in there or any courtroom, and you say, "Does anyone here know Turtleboy?" Everyone's gonna know what it is. Period. And that's not me being a lack of humble. It's just a fact, baby. It just is what it is. So he goes, I'd like to speak to him and keep him as anonymous. Do you have the names of all 5 teens? I'm not going to report it, obviously, but I want to get in contact with their families. Now, I have spoken to several of the families of the other kids. And so, like, I can connect you with all of them, Andy. I got the sauces. And so I go, let me ask her. I go, let me ask my source in Hopkinton. He might. I can get the 5 names, too. And I named them. One of them's Puerto Rican. So the 5 white kids thing is a lie. I texted him now, but it's 11 here, so he's probably sleeping. He goes, I'm trying to find contact for them. And the New York Post is interested in this as a news report, by the way. But I would need steel-tight sourcing. And yes, I can connect them and keep them anonymous to protect them. So that's good. And so I'm like, okay, I'll contact the mother tomorrow. And so, yeah. And so I'm trying to talk to her. And I'm like, and this is what I'm saying to him about Megan Anderson. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to get her to speak with you. If you're not on Twitter, then you're unlikely to know who Andy Ngo is. So I know who you are and understand the work you do. But if you're not in this Twitter bubble, you don't know, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying by that, Deb? Like,
totally.
You're not a big Twitter person.
No, I'm not a Twitter person, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
Do you know who Andy Ngo was before me?
No, just you.
All right, do you know who Mike Cernovich is?
It like rings a bell vaguely.
Do you know?
Because of you.
Do you know who 𝗃𝗄𝗃𝗃𝗃 is?
No.
Yeah. So like these are people on Twitter who have millions of followers, and if you're on Twitter, it's kind of hard to not know who these people are. But if you're not on Twitter, you don't know who the hell these people are because they're not on Fox News and they're not on the television when you turn it on. Okay. But if you're on, like, I've never seen Mike Cernovich or 𝗃𝗄𝗃𝗃𝗃, both of whom have well over 1 million followers. I have never seen either of them outside of Twitter. I've never once seen either of them on TV, like anywhere. I don't even see them on Facebook, but I see them on Twitter everywhere. And sometimes we forget, like, and my mom's not on Twitter, and it's like, she know who Andy Ngo was. And so it's like, if they're not on Tucker, she never heard of them. A lot of people are like that. But anyway, so he goes, yeah, I understand. If lawyers don't allow clients to speak on the record, but the screenshots are extremely important and can carry the report. I go, I understand. I'll speak with her again tomorrow. I spoke with her lawyer too. I will explain it to him. And he's like, I left a message for her lawyer. Did we lose Deb there? Deb, you there? Okay. I don't know what's going on with Deb. All right. So anyway, he goes, any update? And so this is him being like, see, he's coming to me for shit here. Like, Deb, are you there? Why do there's 2 Debs in the chat. So hopefully we can fix that. But yeah. So anyway, he goes, Andy, any update? I'll do a report if the mother.
Back. I'm back.
Okay. All right, cool. We got it. All right, excellent. So he goes, any update? I'll do a report if the mother won't talk to me. She never sent me the crucial screenshots either. So again, like, Andy has to come to me to be like, can you talk to Megan Anderson? I go, I just spoke with her and talked her into it. You know, she's really nervous because of what these people have done to her. But I told her you're the most trustworthy journalist she can speak with. I asked if she wants to call or you can call her. And she said, you can call her. She was crying when I spoke with her. I guess her daughter had to leave school early today because kids are calling her a murderer. So he said, he goes, I can speak with her or with her lawyer present. I don't want to make anything uncomfortable. I'm like, oh, she seems willing to talk now, but I don't think it would hurt to tell her you're willing to do that. And he goes, well, it's so hard to actually get her to answer the phone. It's like, you would always complain to me about Megan Anderson being unreliable. And I know that Megan Anderson was a little bit spacey, but she was dealing with a lot of shit. And so Andy, every time he couldn't reach Megan Anderson, he would complain to me about it. Like, can you get in touch with her? Can you do this? And I'm like, oh, sure. No problem, Andy. No. Like, assuming that there was a light at the end of this tunnel that would obviously benefit me, or else why the fuck am I doing all this legwork for him? See what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing the fucking work here for him. I'm setting this whole thing up. He goes, so hard to get her to answer the phone. The story can't go forward if she won't send me the screenshots or allow me to speak on her background. And so I just pick up the phone and I call her. He goes, I was hoping to communicate on Telegram, WhatsApp, or Signal. It's easier to send files. And he's like asking me, did this freeze?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. It is. Okay.
I
there
see
it is.
you.
Oh, yeah. All right. Anyway, it's back. So he goes, and I'm like explaining what this, it's not letting me zoom for some reason. I'm hitting the zoom button. Oh, there we go.
There it goes.
Okay. He goes, Caitlin Anderson's on the left and I'm on the right. Thank you. Did she call you? Can you send me links to your reports that show Monica Cannon Grant making the wild accusations about Mikayla case? He could find these himself. Like, Monica Cannon Grant has posted these everywhere. Like, literally nothing is stopping Andy Ngo from going on Monica Cannon Grant's Facebook page or her Twitter account and reading the shit that I'm reading. Okay. But I've reported on this already. So, you know what, Andy Ngo? No problem. I got you. Show me. I'm gonna do the legwork for you. Not only did I report about this and blog about this, but apparently you're too lazy to just Google it or do any research. Don't worry about it. I got you, Andy. You're my guy. You know, I know you're gonna credit me at the end of this. So it's all good. I go, this is her and former Boston mayoral candidate Tito Jackson, who lost to Marty Walsh, and a man named Ernst Jean Jacques, who was arrested a few months ago for assaulting an 80-year-old Trump supporter in the governor's town. 58-minute mark. Jackson says they might have killed Mikayla. I mean, I give him goddamn timestamps. Monica says they outright killed her. Can you show me writings or posts about Mikayla? Yeah, no problem, Andy. I got that too. Whatever you need, Andy. No, I got you, baby. What is she talking about? when she says the white supremacist organization. I'm like, oh, that's me actually. I'm the white supremacist. I had to explain that to him.
Right.
And so like, is this out of order? Hold on. Whatever, we'll come back to it. So anyway, so I send him some of these things, and I said, and I go, well, here's some of her posts about it, right on her goddamn Facebook page. Was Monica the first high-profile person to make the accusation about the teen being lynched, or did they come earlier from Miller's mother? Please send me So I sent him a screenshot of the Facebook post.
It's not enough.
And he's like, can you send me the URL too?
Oh my God.
At this point, I'm thinking, I thought you were a goddamn investigative reporter.
What, do you do anything?
She goes, like, I'm literally doing all of the work for you. You can't get all the Megan Anderson. I call her up. I talk a crying woman into talking to a stranger on the phone. So you can trust him. You want to talk to a lawyer? I can get you that too. I got his number right now. I'll give him a call for you. I got that for you, Andy. No, I did all the background search, everything. And you can't, a screenshot for some reason isn't sufficient for you. You also need a URL, but I kept that all in. Because again, professional courtesy here. You got to be polite to these people. Because she has a very large platform. And I explain who she is. She's been legitimized. She won awards with the Celtics and Bruins. Has there only been one real life protest for Mikayla so far? Yes. Another one is scheduled next Friday at the district attorney's office in Lowell. Remember how ghetto that was. They went to the wrong office. They went to the dentist's office there. They are demanding she recuse herself. And they brought a band, at least. That was nice. This is a very liberal district attorney, as are all DAs in Massachusetts. And I'm like, she's close with the 𝗵𝗵𝗏 campaign because and I'm like, trying to say things now that I know will spark his attention because he's not from here. But you don't have to be from Massachusetts to know who Ayanna Pressley is. She's a nationally known figure. She's in the squad, like one of the 4 horsemen there. She's a Ringo Starr of the squad. And so I'm like, well, I try to tie it to names that somebody from across the country will know. And so, she worked with worked well with Ayanna Pressley, blah, blah, blah. And I go, Ayanna Pressley shared and endorsed this post in which the word murdered was used. And it was not a murder. We know that Mikayla Miller killed himself. And I go, were you able to connect with her? He goes, yes, on and off. That's Megan Anderson. What date was that email sent to Miss Murray? I go, that was the first weekend before she died, according to Megan. And he goes, and so he sends me DMs that I sent him, like screenshots of it. He goes, I have a lot of questions, and it's hard not getting direct response. Who was this sent to and when? Okay, Andy, I can explain that to you. I said, this was a message that Caitlin sent to Mikayla's aunt, who never responded to it. That was the same weekend she emailed the guidance counselor. Mikayla was in rough shape. Mom was in Chicago with the boyfriend. She left home alone a lot. Is this the weekend before she died? Yes. How do you know all this? he goes, how do you know all this?
It's hard to answer from Megan, not when she trusts you.
Yeah, because I'm fucking Turtleboy, Andy. That's how I know all this. I'm goddamn motherfucking Turtleboy. You obviously haven't heard about me. Maybe you should Google me. Obviously, maybe your Google machine's broken that we know. That's how I know it. Because I know shit, Andy, because I have sources. And like you said, people trust me, Andy. That's the beauty of what I do. People come to me because they trust me. And now I'm like, the days are going on. Now, it's been a week now, this conversation. And I'm like, dude, right? Vox is writing about this now. Vox is lying about this. Are we ever going to get the truth out there? He goes, is there any evidence parents of some of the 5 teens are cops? Remember that lie? I go, no. Yeah. None of them have cop parents. That is a complete lie. He goes, and then he messages me 2:44 in the morning.
Jesus, so you're awake.
All right. Yeah. He goes, are you awake? Can you show me where Monica said the teens' parents are cops? I seem to recall it, but can't find it now. Oh, found it. You're positive that none of the 5 kids are cop kids? I go, that's what Megan tells me, but Monica has said that several times. I'm like, so they're not cop kids. I don't know what to tell you. And then he starts complaining about Megan. And so he goes, Megan keeps getting cold feet. Listen to this whining.
Oh my God, you're invested shit.
He goes, I've invested countless hours into interviews and writing. I filed the story already. But now she wants me to go through the lawyer. Not sure what is the point, since the info is already out there anyway. Yeah, dude, you've done a lot of work for this. Sure. Right. Yeah. Almost as much as me. And he goes, I just write it, man. What else do you need from her? I mean, you got the story. I gave you everything. Go through a lawyer? You're not required to go through a lawyer. I go, yeah, you got everything you need. What the fuck do you need her for? No offense.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, we got another update. This is when the news break came that the medical examiner ruled that Mikayla Miller committed suicide. Breaking. He goes, please let me know what Monica and other high-profile activists say in response. Please let me know. Why can't you do that, Andy? I'm literally
you have the URL now, dude. Like, what the hell?
Dude, I'm literally holding your hand and writing this story by myself. I did all of the work. And people are saying, I should have cut him loose then. But you don't understand, 𝗃𝗓𝗄, right? And I get what you're saying. It's like Turtleboy only goes so far. It is a New England blog.
Yeah, you were presuming that you got promoted from this.
Yeah, exactly. I want the world to know not only about my reporting, but I want them to know who Monica Cannon Grant is. I want her to be a household name across the United States, like Patrisse Cullors and all of these other dirty, disgusting activists. And she has since become that because of my reporting. But you need people like Andy who have a larger platform. You need to collaborate with them. That's how you build your brand, and that's how you get stories out. And so, and he goes, people saying you wanted, yeah. Of course I like, and some people will, I don't know if this is like a criticism or he's just being sarcastic or what. You wanted the recognition. You're goddamn fucking right. I did. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That is completely fucking normal. I understand that people who don't do this line of work are like, what does it matter where it came from? What does it matter? It's like, it matters to the people who do the fucking work. That's where it matters. It matters to a photographer when their images are used by somebody else without their consent, right? Because that's their freaking labor that they put into it, right? You do the work. You put the time in. Your time is valuable. Just like any other job, your time is valuable and it needs to be treated with respect because I'm doing something that people value and I'm not going to have it stolen by some talentless asshole like Andy Ngo. And he goes, please let me know what Monica, I mean, I can't believe you wrote that. Please let me know what they say. Okay, dude, here's her page. Here's her freaking post about it. She said something 5 seconds later, obviously, because that's what Monica does. I go, in short, she's saying the medical examiner is either lying or incompetent and that Ben Crump is now involved. The GoFundMe for the independent investigation is up to $58,000 and the protest is on for Friday. He's like, wow, Crump is involved because he knows Crump, obviously. So he's like, wow, that's interesting story we got here. Yep. Bet they're paying him with the GoFundMe money. He doesn't work for free and there's no settlement money at the end of the rainbow. All right. And so this comes later. Okay. And because I'm still waiting, it's been almost 2 weeks at this point. And I'm like sitting here and I'm saying, I'm like, are you ever going to write this story, dude? Like, I'm like, this is never going to get done, is it? And I'm like, I'm doing all this work. Are you ever going to write this goddamn story? And I go, did you see that NBC dropped a story on the emails today? Because I was the only one who had the emails. I was the only one who had the emails that Kaylin Anderson sent Mikayla Miller's guidance counselor saying that Mikayla Miller was suicidal. That was a huge part of the story that literally not a single other media outlet covered until NBC stole my work. Because that's what all these fucking media outlets do. I do all the work, they just steal it. Because how the fuck else would they get those emails? And so they published the emails and I send it to Andy Ngo. And I'm like, dude, NBC's writing about it now. I go, they got it from me. They didn't credit. They didn't cite it. Yeah, everyone knows Crump. Exactly. Ben Crump did a press conference too. They're still saying it's a suicide, bro. Now, I don't know where Deb went. I don't know we're losing producer Deb here today. After I said those nice things about it, I still love you, Deb. But probably the dog ate the Wi-Fi, I'm guessing. But what do you guys think he's gonna like? What do you guys think he said in response to this? What do you think here? Like, how do you, based on what you've read so far, what do you think Andy Ngo is gonna say next here? When I go, did you see NBC drop this story in the emails today? They got it from me, and they didn't credit or cite me at all. And this is me kind of urging him, like, let's go, dude. Let's get the story written, bro. Okay, she'll be there. She is. I knew she'd be back. Okay, so while she's coming back, I just want to address Tom because he seems to be in good faith here, I guess. He says there's methods you can use, you can take so people can't steal your work. But no, there's not. There's really nothing you can do. That's not how this works, Tom. No offense, you don't know what you're talking about. There's literally nothing you can do about it. So there's that. So basically, here's what Andy Ngo says in response to this. He doesn't tell me to screw off. He gets mad at me for some reason. Watch this. He goes, "Why did you release it to them when you knew I was going to do a report?" Bitch, I didn't really. Did you miss the part where I said they stole my freaking work with no citation? I've published the emails. They read them. And now they're reporting it as their own. Why did I release them? When you knew I was doing a report. You've been writing the report for 2 freaking hours, 2 freaking weeks, Andy. Where's the goddamn report? When are you going to write this goddamn story? You're getting beat to it by Vice and NBC, who are now controlling the narrative. No right-wing media is writing about this except for me. This should be all of the right-wing media. This is why the left wins the culture war. Because they have better reporters, quite frankly. So, yeah, he didn't ask for any. That's the other thing, too. It's like, I'll share this with whoever the fuck I want to share it with, bitch. You're not paying me shit. And you never said you were going to cite me either. I just assumed you would. Yeah, Andy Ngo is gay, but I don't really care about that. So he goes, the report says that the attorney provided the emails. I go, yeah, I didn't release to anyone. I go, I published those emails 2 weeks ago in the link that I sent you. I go, let me clarify. They stole those emails from my story. He just doesn't respond. So I'm like, dude, are you still writing a story or something? He goes, it's in the editing process for the New York Post. I had to go through interviewing the lawyer. Okay. All right, cool. Thanks for the update. Just wanted to clarify that I was not in contact with NBC, and I'm actually upset that they're passing this reporting off as their own. How would they know these emails existed if not for reading Turtleboy? They read the blog, and then they reached out to her attorney so that they could pass it off as their own, which is exactly what NBC did. I go, if they could link or mention Turtleboy Daily News or me in the story, it would be appreciated. So this is me asking Andy, when you write this in the New York Post, you know, I shouldn't even have to ask, quite frankly. He should be offering. Like, you've done all, you guys have seen the receipts. I did all the fucking, this is making me more upset reading this. I did all the work with this goddamn story. And here I am like, dude, can you please? And I look back at this. I'm like, man, what a little bitch I sound like. This is not me. I don't like being a bitch. I don't like being anyone's bitch. I don't like, especially like being some guy, some 5'5" freaking awkward dude from Portland's bitch, which I kind of am in this situation. I'm like, can you please link me, Andy? That would be really cool. I should have been like, bitch, you better fucking link me. Get your shit together. I go, did you publish? Where'd it go? I said, did you publish it? Did they publish? He goes, nope, not yet. Delayed for weeks, May 25th. Oh, great. So I just gave up at this point. And then we didn't talk for a bit. And I noticed he posted something about his personal life. And I don't know if somebody died or if he was sick or something happened. And so I sent them a little message. And I'm like, hey, I just read your whole thread, you know? Just as a person, I'm like, sorry for bothering you with the, because I think he's dealing with some sort of family shit. I don't even remember. At least he posted about it, and I just wanted to be polite. And I was like, hey, I read your whole thread. Sorry for bothering you with the story when you're dealing with all that. You're a brave dude. Be careful, man. No response, which is fine. I get it. He's busy. And then all of a sudden on June 25th, he messages me with this tweet. And it's a link to his story. He didn't publish it in the New York Post. He published it in Newsweek. And he sends me the tweet. And it says, the suicide of a black lesbian teen in a Massachusetts town sparked accusations she was lynched by racist, homophobic whites. For Newsweek, I interview the family of Mikayla's ex-girlfriend. They reveal new details about the teen not previously reported. This should have infuriated me a lot more than it did at the time. I was just happy to see him write. I really liked this story and I wanted it out there. But I also would have appreciated, obviously, getting credited for this. And as you can see in this tweet, do you guys see me mentioned in there anywhere? Nope. It literally would take him 2 seconds. At Dr. Turtleboy. We worked together with this. Look what he wrote. He actually goes, they reveal new details about the teen not previously reported. Everything in his story had been previously reported by me. By me. You interviewed the family of Mikayla Miller's ex-girlfriend? Why? Because of me. I got you in touch with them. When Megan Anderson was being difficult because she was going through a traumatic experience, I calmed her down. I got her on the phone with you. I convinced her that she should trust you, Andy. And then you have the nerve to tweet this out. And then you send it to me. And you're like, look, I did it. Where the fuck am I in that, Andy? Nowhere. I should have lost my shit on him right there. He goes, this, and all he says was, this was almost never published. But I don't yell at him. I try to be professional. I keep my cool here. But I'm being a bitch. And I said, how come? Well written. Thanks for getting the word out. And look what he says to me. For all the people like, oh, no, Andy doesn't know who you are. I can't thank you enough for getting me in contact with Megan. You can't thank me enough? Then how come you can't fucking cite me, Andy? You can't thank me enough? Do you have any update on what happened at 𝗬𝗏's court hearing last week? Yeah, the charges got dropped. That's what ended up happening because they felt bad for her because her kid was dead that she used to abuse. Yeah. And where'd they go? Hold on. I missed the best part. Where'd they go? Give me 1 second. I got these tweets at the end here. Give me 1 sec. Where's the latest one? There it is. Okay. I found one. Let me get the other ones. $6.52. You know what? I'm just going to go on my phone right now because this is going to be a pain in the ass because you're going to want to see this part. This is the good part. And I'm just going to screenshot it and send it to myself. Is Deb alive? Anyone know where Deb is? Let's get Deb in here. Give me 1 sec. All right. Andy, no. All right. So I am going to screenshot this. Give me 1 second. Sorry about the delay.
I'm back. Sorry.
It's okay. So 1 second. Four. All right. All right. Let me message this to myself real quick, and then we'll have it up. 1 sec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is how people don't believe me. That's how I literally get stuff downloaded. I message shit to myself on Facebook. It's the most efficient way I can think to do this. So let me pull these up. I just got to download them first. 1 sec. So you fix your 𝗵𝗶 Wi-Fi there, Deb?
Yeah.
Having some issues there? The dog eat your cord?
Yeah, it just went, I don't know. It just it was buffering on my end only. It wasn't I had the YouTube on my phone and the show wasn't interrupting, but your face would go away and just buffer. And then all my Wi-Fi went down and I restarted it. So.
Is it the storm?
There's no storm.
No, the storm.
Oh, the other storm, maybe.
The 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 storm. Maybe it was the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 storm. Yeah.
It could be here. Yeah.
Okay. Let me pull these up. All right, 1 sec. I think I got them all. Because the ending is the best part of this whole thing. All right, so share screen. All right. So I said, I go, not to be a stickler. Again, trying to be polite. But can you cite in the story that TV Daily News reported this first and link to it? I put a lot of work into the story, and I interviewed Megan Anderson over a month ago on my show. This is my livelihood. Like, this is not, maybe there was a miscommunication here, Andy. Like, I'm not some intern helper. I'm a grown ass man. I got 2 kids and a mortgage and shit. Like, I'm not going to be, I'm not some college kid trying to like fucking get ahead. Like, no, I'm established. Like, cite me, motherfucker. And I go, right here, I go, it's just inaccurate to say that this is the first time she's speaking, because this is what the story said. He goes, now for the first time, Mikayla's ex-girlfriend's family is speaking out. No, that's not true. Megan Anderson spoke out for the first time in May of 2021 on the Turtleboy live show. It was the biggest show I'd ever done. Over 12,000 views on that show. And which I know for a lot of people isn't a lot, but for me it was, and that meant something. And so he goes, it's just inaccurate to say that this is the first time that she's speaking out. It's just untrue. You reported something that's just flatly a lie. And he says, he goes on to say, the editor wouldn't allow the citation to the blog. I'm sorry. Well, then fuck your editor. You tell him this story. Like, obviously Andy Ngo at this point could have stood up for me. He could have said, you know what, editor, Mr. Editor guy, this guy did literally all the fucking work. The story does not exist without him. You need to be insistent about that, Andy. Well, I tried. He wouldn't let me. Well, then you insist, motherfucker, because I did all the goddamn work, and I'm sick of being treated like a little bitch. I ain't going to be a bitch anymore to somebody like Andy Ngo. No, I'm not doing it. I'm done being people like this is bitch. I'm fucking Turtleboy, motherfucker. And if you don't know about me, you're going to hear about it. Okay, because I'm not going to sit here. You're obvious. And by the way, why am I doing this? But mainly because Andy Ngo's kind of useless to me. There used to be a time when I'm like, well, maybe we can have a professional. We're obviously not. Like, he follows me. He just doesn't start. So he's literally fucking useless to me. I have no use for him. I had a use for him when I thought there are other influential. Mike Cernovich tweets me. He's got over 1 million followers. He tweets me all the fucking time. I appreciate that. People like Mark Randazza, who, was a bigger name than me. He's a nationally known First Amendment attorney. Like, he's proud to be associated with me. Like, Andy Ngo should be too. Like, get your fucking shit together, Andy. I ain't some punk bitch. You should be happy I'm talking to you and helping you out. Who the fuck are you? I'm not like some guy below you. We are on the same level. You might have a blue check mark and some, more followers than me. But guess what, motherfucker? If they let me stay on Twitter, I would have that many followers too. I would have millions of followers right now if I wasn't constantly deplatformed. The fact that Andy Ngo has never been kicked off of Twitter or Facebook tells you just how little of a threat they consider him to the establishment. Think about that. I go, do you have editor's contact? Doesn't respond. And so I'm like 2 days later, I'm like, okay. I go, I know the editors won't let you, but if you tweet it out and mention that it was first reported with my tag, it would be helpful. This is what this motherfucker says. Are you upset with me? I hope are you upset at me? Yeah. Where did I say I'm upset? It's like, you know what the correct response to that is? If I say, can you tweet at me? He should be like, yeah, no problem. I got you. Instead, he's just like, are you mad at me? Oh yeah. I wouldn't want him to be mad at me. Yeah. The guy that did all the work for you. I hope you understand why. No, I actually don't understand why at all. Because you really didn't give me an explanation. I go, no, I'm just asking for a favor. I know it wasn't your call. Do you have contact to the editor? The editor is not letting you do this. I will contact the editor. Since you're too fucking cowardly and too much of a bitch to stand up for me, I'll do it for my goddamn self. I'll call him up. I'll fucking pitch a goddamn tent outside of his fucking office. I'll find out where he lives. I'll hold signs outside that he's a fucking asshole. That's what I fucking do, Andy. And yeah, it might seem a little unhinged, but I get freaking results, don't I? And I go, no, it wasn't your call. Do you have the contact for the editor? Blah, blah, blah. And he says, are you unable? And he doesn't respond. He goes, are you unable to give me the editor's contact? And he goes, I'll tweet about your blog later. I'm about to get on a flight. I'm a very important person. And then he sends me the tweet. And this is the tweet that he thinks is like, oh, this will keep him happy. We all owe a thanks to @Turtleboy tweets. Remind me, Deb. Oh, Deb's not here. This is the perfect name bouncing software. Guys, what's my Twitter handle? Is my Twitter handle @Turtleboy tweets? No. That's the fucking fan run account. I don't run that account. Andy Ngo knows that because he's never communicated with me through the Turtleboy Tweets account. He communicates me through Dr. Turtleboy and Turtleboy phone. Literally communicates with me that way. You know when he doesn't even put the right freaking Twitter account. And he gives me like a pity thing here. And he also doesn't even say like links to what the stories. He also links to a website that I no longer use. I don't even use Turtleboy Sports. All of the reporting on this was on TB Daily News, 100% of it. He links to a website that's not even fucking functioning. And this, oh my God, dude, I'm Andy. No, you should be fucking happy for what you got. Bitch, nobody knows who the fuck you are outside of Twitter. You ain't fucking that special, bitch. You're nobody. You're fucking nobody, Andy Ngo. If Twitter stopped existing tomorrow, nobody would know who the fuck you are, motherfucker. Nobody. With the G. He goes, well, and so like, I completely reject this, Andy. I completely reject your freaking attempt here to satisfy me. And so that's when I got pissed off. And people were, I'm like, everyone was like, when Andy Ngo put the story out on Twitter, I was, responding to him. And I said, basically, I'm the guy behind the story. And people are like, no, you're like, I got a lot of the same responses that I got from the people today. No, you're not. Who the fuck are you? I've never heard of you before. You're telling me you helped Andy Ngo? Yeah, I did. And so I posted a couple of the screenshots and Andy Ngo sees it immediately. For some reason, he sees this and he immediately responds to it. And he goes, why did you release our private communications on Twitter? Can you please delete those tweets? I go, because people are accusing me of lying. It's affecting my reputation. But I'm like, sure, Andy, sure, I'll be your bitch a little more. Please delete those tweets. It is not appropriate to release private communications like that. Yeah, motherfucker, you know what? Being lectured about what is appropriate from a guy who just plagiarized your work, who just, had you do all of his legwork for him for 2 months and then doesn't even give you the courtesy of citing you, having a guy like that tell you what is and not inappropriate, man, this should have upset me a lot more than it did at the time. But again, it was like, whatever, bite your lip. It's okay. You're building relationships here. The next time you write a big story, he's going to credit you because now he knows who you are, at least, I go, they're deleted, but it's also not appropriate to publish that this is the first time she's spoken out. That is a lie. He goes, no. Now listen to this. This is the one that fucking, got me worked up. He goes, that's not fair. It's not a lie. She had not spoken on record to any newsprint publication prior. Basically, what he's saying there is you're not in the mainstream media. You're not, you don't work for NBC. You don't work for a corporate controlled media entity. This is the guy who came up as an independent journalist, right? But this is the guy who literally built his own brand. You of all people should know, Andy, that just because it's not in NBC or CBS or anything like that, just because she only spoke to Turtleboy doesn't mean that I'm any less legitimate as a media outlet. Because guess what? I broke this fucking story, Andy. And you, of all people, know that. He is a fucking fraud. I can't emphasize that enough. I like his work. I like what he's doing in Antifa and all that shit. But this motherfucker, people need to know about him. He is a goddamn thief and a fraud. And this one says it all. This is what he thinks. Like, they want to pretend, these a lot of these right-wing grifters want to pretend like, oh, the mainstream media sucks and you can't trust them. At the end of the day, they all suck the mainstream media's dick. That's what he's doing right here. The mainstream media didn't talk to the mainstream media, so it didn't happen. Well, yeah, Andy, you of all people should know that just because the mainstream media didn't fucking report about it doesn't mean it didn't fucking happen. God, that pissed me off. Anyway, yeah, Daily Wire isn't in print. Yeah, because I'm not wasting ink. You want the goddamn Sunday edition landing on your doorstep because the paper boy didn't bring it to your house? It's not legitimate. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not Newsweek. Who the fuck buys Newsweek anymore? You tell me that. Nothing is in print. And he's like, can you delete these, please? He's like going through my thing. Asking, like I had more criticisms on there. Am I frozen? Where is Deb there? I need Deb. This is not going to work. Is this frozen? Ah. Can you guys hear me?
I'm back.
Are you there, Deb?
I'm here, yeah.
Hello? All right.
Hello? Yeah, you're frozen now. What the hell?
I'm going to reset this for 1 sec. Deb, if you're on there, just jump on.
Okay, I'm here.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
It might be StreamYard.
The whole fucking computer's freezing now. Now it's fucking working. Can you guys see me?
Of course. Yeah, I hear you. I see you.
Okay.
You're frozen-ish.
Well, okay,
right
well,
I think it might be StreamYard, dude. Okay, now he's gone. So he's probably restarting. So good. Makes me feel better that it's probably not me. But he should be right back, guys. So I'm sure he's coming. Are you back now?
Yeah. Hold on 1 sec. Can you get all right?
All right, cool.
All right, cool. All right, so let me bring this back up again. Sorry about that, folks. Stop it, TV. Chomper. Leave Chomper alone. Leave Chomper alone. He's by himself. He's got a lot of work to do. He's got to chew those apples by himself. So he goes, he asked me to delete the last couple tweets. I'm like, I go, she had spoken on record, because this is me calling him out on Twitter. And he's like asking me to delete it because Andy knows feelings are hurt by my following. I go, I own an and again, because I'm like kind of like showing like this guy's kind of a fraud. I go, I've been, and now I'm not being shy. I'm like, but she had spoke on the record. I own and operate a news publication. I've been cited in the Globe, Washington Post, the Blaze Daily Caller, and more. Just because it's not printed doesn't mean it's not a news publication, dude. And does he say like, oh, like at no point does Andy Ngo say like, oh, my bad, dude. Sorry about all this. You know, something like that. Just like that a human being would do. All he's concerned about is, did you take down the mean tweets about me? Thank you. That's the last time Andy Ngo and I spoke, I believe. No, actually, we just spoke one more time. I go, the charges against, a month later, I'm like, the charges against 𝗵𝗂𝗃 were dropped by the same DA she accused of covering up Mikayla's murder. Thank you for letting me know. If you link to it, I think I sent him the 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃 story story and I didn't hear back from him on that. So I'm like, okay, this guy's completely useless at this point. And yeah, he sucks. You got any thoughts on this, Deb?
I think he's just a pussy, pretty much. Like, and all he ever says is thank you. And like, I agree with Carolyn. He's like a robot. Thank you. Thank you so much. Like, that's all it is. But he doesn't fucking, yeah, okay, cool. Thanks a lot. But you're not,
it's like,
do anything. Journalistic integrity means nothing to you.
Like, he's like introverted, and there is a lot of that. There's no like human element to this dude, and that's what I mean. Like, if it weren't for like this dude, if you met him in real life, you'd be like, this guy has no charisma. This guy is not like, he only exists, and a lot of these people only do, and they think they're big shots because like you got some Twitter account. Like, that's really all you are at the end of the day. You're a goddamn Twitter account.
I mean, you should not forget that you got beaten up. Like, you've been like the really low man on the fucking totem pole. So yeah, it wasn't that long ago that you should be like, that should be out of your mind. Yeah,
let's not forget where you came from. So yeah, that's Andy Ngo. And again, I don't want to like, I still support his work and I think it's good stuff and whatever. But I want people, I want to, like, yeah, I don't care if I sound whiny. I want to get fucking cited because I did all the goddamn work.
No, you're not whiny. That's stupid idiot troll. Don't worry.
No, and just and so I am going to publish all these in a blog because I don't give a shit. fuck professional courtesy at this point. People are going to be like, well, you know, you probably shouldn't do that. Burning bridges. I don't. What the fuck are the? What good are the bridges if you can't cross them?
Yeah, they're not there. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, like what good are these fucking bridges? Fuck these bridges. Yeah, I am burning the bridges. I'm gonna build my own fucking bridge. So I'm gonna do.
You tried to do the right thing. You were professional. Yeah. You didn't need to help him out that fucking much of an extent.
Yep.
Like, you know, you sent him the screenshots. You could have been an asshole and been like, "Why do you need the fucking URL to Monica's site?" Google.
Yeah, I easily could have said that. Like, is your Google broken? But
yeah.
Oh, by the way, so obviously our good friend 𝗵𝗏𝗏 there.
You have a dono, by the way, from Suzanne.
Oh, I do. Yeah, let me show. Yeah, let me do the let me check the donos, and then we'll see there. This is kind of funny. Let me check the turtle chats. Let's see what we got here. She sent one? Or on
I think it's a turtle chat.
Cash App?
Oh, is it Cash App?
Suzanne,
is it Cash App?
I don't know. Sometimes I don't get these goddamn emails for the turtle chat.
Yeah, that was before the rant. It was like a while ago.
Give me 1 sec. Let me check my
Look
spam.
Look at this dickhead. He's telling me Weight Watchers is great. You can see my fucking face, you idiot. And my face isn't fat at all, is it? So bite me.
Yeah. Bite me, talentless raccoon. Tell him. Give it to him. Give it to him.
Like, I love when that's what you got. Cool.
Let me pull up. Let me check my strike. Sometimes the money comes through and I don't get a notification about it. So let me sign in. I haven't been banned from there yet. Give it time. Let me see what Stripe says. I got a code here. All right. Let me see. All right. So payments. Oh, we got a couple. So I've got some turtle chats here. I got one from, so I don't see the messages when I got these. So I do see, I'm just going to read them for you. So again, if you wrote a message for here, write it in the comments and I'll just bring it up on the big screen because it didn't come through in the email. So we got one from 𝗲𝗄𝗃. She sends 25 big ones. We'll find out what her message is in a second. We also got 25 from Sean Carrot. So if he wants to write his message in the chat, we'll bring that up. And we got from Adam Nelson here. We got $5. And again, if Adam Nelson would like to do that, he's free to go ahead and do that. So what did 𝗲𝗄𝗃 say? What's her message? Second, that's her message.
I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah, second is the year device at Northeastern.
All right. That's an interesting. Well, thank you. I appreciate the dono there. What else we got? Sean Carrot. He usually does the fire emojis. So here's his. More Deb, less me.
Nice.
Shots fired. Shots fired. And the other one, if Adam Nelson is there too, I can bring his up. So, all right. So let me bring. So our good friend 𝗵𝗏𝗏𝗏 is in a bit of a bind, guys. If you guys don't know, Kate is in a little bit of trouble, and she seems to think that I'm behind this all, even though it hasn't even like processed in her brain, Deb, that she is here because she hurt someone. Like somebody, an innocent woman lives in fear of, having people show up at her house because of the actions of 𝗵𝗏𝗏. And she literally had to move out of her house and was traumatized and has her private pictures posted without her consent everywhere. And it doesn't matter who sent them because the only person who posted it is 𝗵𝗏𝗏𝗏, period. So she's in a little bit of trouble for that. She had a full year restraining order slapped on her last Tuesday. And she is now facing a criminal charge that I posted on the YouTube community page. You can go and check that out. And I'm just showing that because I support victims of abuse. It's kind of my thing around here. I don't care who you are. If you're being abused by somebody and you're being hurt by them, I will expose and critique your abusers. That's what I've always done. I don't care who you are. 𝗵𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 doesn't get a pass with that just because she's 𝗵𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Sorry, Kate. Yeah. Not happening. But so Kate is so obsessed with me on her Discord that she has an entire tab called Turtleboy Watch. And every time I post a video, it automatically gets posted in there. And it doesn't get nearly as much. We got a Cash App here from Ryan I don't want to pronounce this wrong. Ryan T. I'll just put it that way. Sends $100. Thank you very much, Ryan. I appreciate that. So no message that he sent with it, but I really appreciate that, my guy. Good stuff. So Andy, the Andy Ngo thing comes up, and this is what she says. She goes, "Oh my goodness, here come the delusions again." All right, what are the delusions, Kate? And then she goes, "Oh, I hope he draws something off Andy Āders. He's not built for that kind of heat." And then this, you see what she says down here? She goes, "None of them know he exists, and no one is stealing his stories. I guarantee who this clown is."
Do we guarantee that?
Does she? Yeah, she guarantees it, guys. Does she ever get tired of being wrong? Like, I show you goddamn messages, 3 months of Andy Ngo and I having a goddamn conversation. But he has no.
I bet he doesn't. I bet you made those all up.
Yeah. Oh no, those are. Let me guess. Are those fabric? Those are about as fake as Kate's DCF reports that she also claims are fake. Everything that she doesn't like is fake. It's all altered. That's what I do, guys. I just make shit up. In my spare time, I write DCF reports on my goddamn computer, and I take pictures of them. That's just what I do. I have a lot of free time. So what can I say? So she says, "I guarantee Andy has no idea who this clown is." Now she is losing it, guys. She is so obsessed with yours truly. And she's convinced that I'm the mastermind, that I'm using this woman, the victim, to get back at her. First of all, misogynist much, Keith? Like, you're taking away this woman's agency. Like, to suggest that a woman needs a man to tell her what to do and that a woman cannot, stand up for herself on her own, kind of misogynistic. I know that you like to champion yourself as a advocate or a voice for women, but that's not actually who you are. Did we just? All right. So anyway, so what else did she say this week? So they've been having some fun in there. Some guy posts the Telegram article about me. Oh, busted. And now get this one. This is what they're saying about me now. This explains a lot about how Reptile Breath, that's me, can manipulate the courts. He's using mommy's political connections and has some of his own. He used to be a school teacher who quit, quote unquote, and he calls children savages. If you're getting your news from a guy named Clive McFarlane, who's been fired at the Turtleclub Gazette, an opinion column, by the way, it's probably not the news that you think it is, but guilty as charged, guys. So my mom, who is 70 years old and is recovering from pancreatic cancer. Oh, by the way, Suzanne, her message is, "Boo, Andy. Need more sexy raccoon," and she sends another $5. So thank you for that. So my mother, who is recovering from pancreatic cancer and had surgery and is just kind of living out her glory years, right? Who has not served on the Worcester School Committee since 2011. That's 11 years ago. Somehow is so powerful and so politically connected that she can get judges in Boston to grant restraining orders on cases in which I am not a party. That's how fucking powerful. I mean, guys, we're basically the Clintons of Massachusetts. Everybody knows the Turtle Boys run this goddamn state. This is how fucking stupid you have to be to follow 𝗵𝗵𝗆. Like, you write these words, you hit enter, and you're like, that's a good point. Yeah, excellent point I just made there. And so they all saw me last night speaking, and they can't stop talking about it. And they're like, "Oh my God, he's lecturing on family values. Let that sink in." The guy who takes care of his two kids, he shouldn't be talking about family values, definitely. He's also wearing a brownish suit jacket. It's gray. And his ugly ass logo tee, untucked, in jeans.
Because if you tucked it in, you'd look like a player. Who tucks their fucking t-shirts in?
I know. It's called business casual, bitch. You're like, what am I doing here? I'm trying to look like I started a tech company or something. That's the look I'm going for you. She goes, "Oh, that look just sums them up. Outside of wrestling, nobody wears their own merch." Oh yeah, nobody. These guys are all experts. I can't get enough of this Discord. It's great. He goes, "I never asked or instructed anyone to go to anyone's house. Leah Genduso, she has issues with her because when they entered an affair with her, she began monitoring her social media like, this is all made up shit. Like, she's continuing to slander this victim. She doesn't get it. It's like, Kate, shut the fuck up. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm enjoying you pile up the charges, but you might want to shut the fuck up. I know you're like, why she doesn't, Deb? Because she's so obsessed with me that she thinks like if I shut up, I'm letting him win, and I can't give him that victory. So I'm going to go to jail to prove a fucking point. So she goes, I love, and so she goes here to Discord for her legal advice.
Of course.
That little Aidan
As
bitch
you do.
made comment in last week's restream of when her lawyer, no shit, Aidan's behind all this. Normally I've seen perjury not worth going after, but this has truly gone way too far. And so she keeps talking about how this woman who committed perjury against her that got the restraining order on her. They're like, is an affidavit like testimony? It's after David, actually. Have you called your lawyer? But she still got the no contact order. What I just can't understand. So her because Kate doesn't tell them the truth.
Yeah,
she doesn't.
Confused.
Yeah, they're confused. Yeah, like that's the thing.
Leave out critical details.
She just tells them that, like, this is an actual cult. She calls me a cult. This is what an actual cult looks like. When the leader just gets up there and sells merchandise with her goddamn face on it, and
a devil now,
yeah, and just brands herself as that. And she lies, and she just tells them, "Oh, this is all bullshit. This is all like Aidan's pulling the strings. Aidan has political connections. This is an injustice." And people are like, I don't get it. I get how you guys don't get it because you don't listen to me. If you did, you'd see that I bring receipts, I bring evidence, I bring the truth. And then somebody, you need to crush Turtleboy. Oh, she would like to do that, but ain't gonna happen. People are like, is it an elected judge? So they're talking about the judge, like they're going after the judge now. And then she shares the Buffalo Bruises story about me.
Great, because she knows that's fucking false.
Which she knows is false because we've talked about it a million times. Like I have her on record, like she knows it's fucking bullshit. She goes, and the victim was 14 at the time. That part's a little shaky, but he is sexually obsessed with my teenage daughter. So there's that. And then she goes, she's called her a prostitute. We've been over this a million times, guys, and I've shown receipts, and I'll do it again. Maybe I'll do a video.
You did it, Kate.
The only person who called Kate's daughter a prostitute was Kate, and I got the receipts. She said it in Discord. She said it. And then Brett really kind of hammered it home. Called her a prostitute like 100 times. I never did. He's sexually obsessed with any female. He goes, he said she'd be pregnant by 16 and she'd end up a stripper. Did I say that? I don't think I said that.
Probably not.
I think that's a Brett comment, to be honest.
Sounds like I was going to say that sounds.
Yeah, it sounds like
really
a Brett. I don't know. Maybe I don't remember saying
it's
that.
It's possible, but
I mean, good for you, Kate. Your kid's not pregnant. Congratulations. He goes, I think it's not fucking rich. I think it's fucking rich that Aidan not only gave my address and work address to Brian Sessions and 𝗵𝗏𝗆𝗄. I have never contacted
talked to those people
to anything called 𝗵𝗏𝗆𝗄 in my entire life.
Spoken about him before.
Fuzzy tomato.
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked to Brian Sessions before, but Kate's address. Kate, your address isn't fucking private. Like, yeah, elected. That just shows the judge is elected. That shows how far removed her followers are from the state of Massachusetts.
Yeah, they're not even.
Who are these people? They're fucking like. That's a great question. Like, it's just a bunch of losers that if you ever saw these, like, that's why I liked going to Taunton last night and seeing real people and being like, these are my people. These are the real people I connect with on a daily basis. They walk amongst us in the community. They own businesses. They're legitimate people. You can see their faces. You can touch them. You can do whatever you want. You shake their hands. These are just, who the fuck are these people? Like, who the fuck is these monikers, you know? Turtleboy posted a document that he somehow got to taunt Kate. No, it's an actual thing. It's the actual document showing she's being charged with a crime. We hang tight. Don't do anything regarding that matter, and let the lawyers do the work. Yeah, listen to your legal.
Yeah, let girl boss lawyer up.
Yeah, let girl boss go back. And so, what does Kate do? Kate posts the goddamn after David, and that the victim wrote, and she goes, "A document full of lies. Fuck turtle twat in his doormat of a bird." It goes, it's fair to believe that Turtleboy wants a strong reaction out of this. And so, let's see. So people are saying, like, I've heard the girl was 14. Kate said the article didn't say it, but I believe it. And then she links to a blog called goddamn Buffalo Bruises, which doesn't exist, by the way. So Buffalo Bruises was a blog written by a guy named James Krieger. James Krieger is a raging alcoholic, like a complete fucking mess from Buffalo, who doxed me when I was anonymous. put my information out there and wrote this libelous story about me, saying I came to a Bills game and sexually harassed like 1 million girls at the stadium and blah, 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 blah. None of it was true, of course. It was all made up. Anyone with a brain knows that I wasn't jerking off on females inside of fucking Ralph Wilson Stadium with 60,000 people watching. Obviously, that's about as real as the BYU.
I know you were thrusting on her, Aidan.
Yeah, it's about as real as the BYU N-word guy. Right. I'm sure that happened. Right. No, nobody saw it.
Everybody watched and clapped.
Everyone was like, that's cool. I didn't see nothing. I'm not going to tape this or ask you to stop. It's cool, bro. Buffalo. What stays
you
in
Buffalo? You can stay here and enjoy the rest of the game, sir.
Mm-hmm. Have a good time. You look like you really give it to her. Give it to her. Like, no, that never happened. And so, but she posts, and so the Buffalo Bruises blog, that entire website no longer exists because James Krieger had a tendency to go around just making up stories about everyone. Like he was just talk about defamation. This guy reinvented the word. And I can't do shit about it because I don't have the resources to like hire an attorney and go through all that shit in Buffalo. And it's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to live with it. And hopefully this people start talking about it. Like that was my thing. And, or just like, no one's going to take it seriously. That was my hope. Well, luckily he fucked with the wrong person. He libeled or defamed a charity called Bills Fans Thunder that helps special needs kids. And they sued him. And they had the resources and they won, which is very hard to do to win a defamation case. They won. And as a result, the entire website was taken down. So I didn't sue. He wasn't taken down for what he wrote about me, but he just made the reason, but he makes shit up. The fact that he made shit up about Buffalo Bills Fans Thunder kind of shows that he makes shit up about everyone. He's not a reliable source. And if you're using him as a source, if that's the best you got, then you don't got much to work with. Because I don't do any, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, this is literally all you have. Cool. I'll read it after I shower. Googling him.
That was creative.
Yeah, good one. Walk, walk. And so they're saying it's for lewd and intimidating behavior. Kate's saying, Kate's always the one in the red. Let's see. I've heard the girl was 14, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And now this is what people are saying. I guess they would follow ethics, but I could be wrong. Forget the judge. There's nothing Kate can do except ask for another. Ask. Like, this is how retarded they are. Oh, I got Adam Nelson finally sent his message. He sends $5. He goes, take on the Bedford creeper. Take on Pats on Sunday. So real quick on that, maybe we can talk about that more in the end, but the Bedford creeper, obviously fucking weirdo. We're going to talk about that short. We're going to talk about that in detail on the live show on Saturday. Patriots, calm down, everyone. We got this. We're going to win. We're going to go into Pittsburgh. We're going to kick their ass this weekend. It's going to be all good. All good. Trust me. So believe in Mac Jones. That's all I'm saying. I don't believe in Bill Belichick anymore, but I believe in Mac Jones. Let's put it that way. She says she gave him the original ex parte order. So Kate's talking about the victim here, who she's not supposed to be talking about. He used it to immediately post and tag me, making sure that I saw it. And this is Shannon down there. Getting judges to put each other is like getting doctors to do it. Nobody wants to cross hairs. Like they think that judges are going to, like the judge who didn't give Kate the finding that she wanted, that gave her an order that she earned and didn't even really think long about it at all. Just immediately granted it. They think that judge should be thrown out of office. Why? Because they did something Kate didn't like. And they honestly believe that Kate is like innocent in all this because Kate hasn't told them what she actually did. And therein lies the article. Lies the problem. So she goes, post evidence of him disgusting how his mistress harasses people for him and tag his ass. This is what happens when you get your legal advice from something called Shannon LeBerry, a well-known
like that picture.
Yeah, a 250-pound cow who is expert, has an expertise in filters for certain. That's what she's really good at.
Absolutely,
but
she not make a fucking app.
No, definitely doesn't know anything about the law or law enforcement. And so Kate goes, the victim gave him this notice of magistrate's hearing, and he posted it publicly to make sure to tag me to ensure that I saw it. So basically what Kate is saying here is that she's once again blaming the victim. Kate's the victim now. So she's saying the victim gave him notice of the magistrate hearing, and then so Aidan would post it and attack me. Who cares who gave me notice of the magistrate hearing? You're having a magistrate hearing. It's a fucking fact. It's not a secret. It might not be public record, but I can fucking talk about it if I want. Right, Kate? And I can. And the victim can't stop me from doing that. Right? Like, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like maybe you should just stop posting people's naked pictures, Kate. How about that? And then somebody's out. If someone you have a no contact order with you is making contact with you, they must be in contempt somehow. This is what they're saying. Yeah, they're right. The victim is in contempt. Good legal analysis there. 𝗚𝗃 chili ban. The domestic violence unit, Shannon says. What the fuck? Yeah, they're on it. You know, even if it's via a third party, I assume that the mass bar would take a complaint on a judge very seriously. Oh yeah, that's what's going to happen. You know,
super serious.
𝗄𝗲, not actually Jeremy, is going to file a complaint with the bar. But you know what? My friend 𝗃𝗄𝗄𝗃 got an order put on her, and I want that judge disbarred because actually, let me talk about this group called BlogDet, and I have a million screenshots here. And we need an hour to explain this whole fucking thing. But the bottom line is the judge needs to go. Like, we're dealing with literal retards here. Forget the judge for now. Oh, this is great. This is great.
Put out how much he and his mistress have harassed Leah and Chris.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Leah Genduso.
You guys harassed them.
Yeah, Leah Genduso, who literally went to this woman's house and took fucking pictures like the psychopath that she is. Oh.
It's not harassment if you fucking act first.
Listen, so this is how you can tell where like Kate is not having a good time. She's no longer, she's used, 𝗃𝗄𝗃𝗃's always in control. Kate always wins, is in control. She's not in control anymore. How the actual situation here is lost on the courts is beyond me. Yeah, Kate, it's like, the Kate's just like, oh, the courts are so stupid. They don't even get it. Have they even read the BlogDet screenshots? Those are really important. Shannon LeBerry, do they even follow Turtleboy Secrets on Twitter? That's important stuff.
Do they know Shannon LeBerry is related to cops? Do they know?
Yeah, do they even know? She comes from a blue family. Like, I just want to laugh at all of the retards who thought I was going down because of this Turtleboy Secret thing and jumped on. They're like, okay, yeah, I have nothing to do with it. Do you feel fucking stupid? You should. And there's a couple of you here who have noticed, you know, TN, you know who you are. Your initials there. You were one of them too. I seen you over there and I told you about it. Do you feel fucking stupid? You joined in on the whole red meat thing and Aidan's going down and it because it felt good. And now you're back and I can take you back, but I'm never going to get who the fuck you are. You showed your true colors, bitch. I hope you feel fucking stupid because you thought this pack of retards was going to stop me. I mean, give me a fucking break. Are you new here, son? Much more powerful and better equipped people than these fucking morons have come after me. Is the victim making direct contact? If so, you need to file a police report. Direct. No? Having Aidan do it? Clearly. Oh, yeah. So Kate's the victim of the victim now. So that's what she's going with here. Is filing, you know, unless we have to believe the police department is giving Aidan documents that aren't public. Well, maybe they are, Kate. That's the thing about me, Kate, is cops like me and police like me and district attorneys like me and a lot of people like me. You don't like me. And I know you find it hard to believe that powerful people do, but they do. Okay. Never, but almost always pointless. I know I didn't give it to him or anyone. No, you didn't, Kate, obviously. So there you go. I feel like this is the judge being bad at their job. So, you know, the guy on Discord is good at the judge's job. And he knows that the judge in Boston is bad. They have the power to look at the circumstances, see that you've done nothing wrong, and just shut TB's cultist down. They actually believe that Kate did nothing wrong. Kate posted this woman's address.
If she wasn't actually, you know, wrong.
Right. Kate posted this woman's address, directed people to go to her house. They did go to her house as a direct result of that. Sent out naked pictures of the woman, posted them after the order was in place. Kate's just like, pure insanity. This is so insane. You know, if so, is said elected judge running for re-election? That's what you guys will do. You'll start a write-in campaign to get rid of the judge who wasn't elected in the first place. Documented for the hearing. Hope the judge slaps the taste out of their mouth. He referred to the opposing counsel as our lawyer. Oh, yeah, sure.
You did that? I don't remember that.
If I did, it was a slip of the tongue. And, you know, I do because I know her lawyer. I've had the lawyer's daughter on my show before.
Right.
So I know the lawyer. So a lot of people, again, Kate, a lot of people know me. A lot of people like me. And when that happens, people do you favors and shit. So here we are. And so she sees it. This is when she first posted it and she saw me. Like, she obviously goes to my page a million times a day, checks out the community tab. This is insanity, y'all. Oh, I hate anyone that uses the word y'all.
Me too, especially when you're not myself. Shut up.
Yeah, like shut the fuck up, Kate. y'all. So a clerk magistrate's hearing in Massachusetts, show cause hearing, is a hearing to establish if probable cause exists to issue a criminal charge. The hearing is in public. The record is in public record. So someone explain to me why this happened. Well, because someone fucking sent it to me, Kate. Doesn't matter. Like, oh, it's like fucking top secret. And this is what she wrote about the victim, who has a restraining order out on her, a full year restraining order, and she's facing criminal charges for violating said restraining order. She calls her a cunt. This cunt is using Aidan to have third-party contact with me. Jeez, Kate, I really hope that doesn't end up in the hands of the Boston Police Department, because it might be used against you in your upcoming hearing. And although that's not technically a violation of the order, I don't think that's going to look very good. That's just me. I'm trying to give you legal advice. I know I'm not an expert like Shannon Mary or Juju Bean 548 or whatever. I do know that, like, you know, maybe you shouldn't say stuff like that, because that's the only way that cunt gave him the document. Yeah, she's a cunt, Kate. So this shows that Kate doesn't consider this woman a fucking victim or anything like that. Like, this is how she really feels about it.
I really do feel bad that I made her sad, but I'm calling her a cunt now, because that was a big show for the courts. That didn't work because you sucked.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you felt so bad. Sure thing. Yeah, exactly. I was never accused of stalking this woman. I've never even contacted her. You did contact her, Kate. You said her name and you go, hey, so-and-so. Hey, sis, I believe was your exact ones. I'm not taking that's contact, Kate. That's contact, you fucking idiot. I know you can't keep your goddamn fucking mouth shut, and you skate on thin ice and you think that you know the lines, but you cross them all the time, and you finally are getting in trouble for it. You're finally going to have to pay the piper. Good luck. You know, and he goes, well, let me explain why I support it. She obviously wants Kate to senpai to notice her. He wants the engagement, I'm sure. So they're framing you. This is just insane that the court's a lot. Oh, yeah, the court. Oh, I love it. This is so satisfying. They're trying to say that because I talked about this, that I violated the temporary order. No, it's because you talked to her.
You spoke to her. Mm-hmm.
Can you file a complaint on the judges?
I almost wish she would. I wish she would, like, get another judge so they can say the same fucking thing. And then let's see how many judges you need to fucking go through before it's not like them who's corrupt.
Yeah. So he goes, the victim's affidavit was a complete lie. They're piling more lies on top of it. Nothing in there was a lie. They need specifics to make a charge stick. Obviously they do, because guess what? She got the full year order. You need actual evidence when you go into a hearing, and she had it and Kate didn't. We listened to the whole tape. I urge all of you people to listen to it. It's alarming. They slut-shamed this woman, essentially. The victim, bad legal strategy. Bad hot attorney. Bad girl boss. Who is it? Like, why don't they bar this lady from filing frivolous shit? No, harassment prevention orders are not frivolous when they're granted, stupid. This is the quote-unquote victim continuing to hand over non-public court documents to Aidan so he can tag me. They're making contact with me directly, and I'm not. Insanity. Guys, Kate's the victim here. People are tagging her on YouTube. She's a real victim.
Oh, no.
And like, wild. Unbelievable. I still believe the original judge erred in allowing testimony about connection between Turtleboy and this woman. It is very clear that is what's going on here. No, because it doesn't matter. My connection to this woman doesn't matter. And talking about me makes you sound like the crazy person that you are, Kate. You gotta, I know it's hard, but you gotta get me out of your head. I'm giving Kate some advice here. Stop thinking about me so much. Stop obsessing over me. It's fucking with your brain. It's the same thing. You got the Gaffney syndrome. Gaffney was obsessed with me, and it fucked with who he was and his ability in court. He became a joke because he was so obsessed with me. Never go full Gaffney. It doesn't work out the way you think it's going to be. She goes, that's not the actions of a stalking victim. Yeah. Fucking hell, Kate. I'm lost for words. I'm beyond confused. Just wow. What does your attorney say at this, if you're at liberty to say, without breaking the attorney-client confidentiality? All these fucking morons. They think the client, that applies to attorneys, you fucking dumbass. The client can say whatever the fuck they want, idiot. Oh my God, they're so fun. And then she posts the whole victim's goddamn affidavit. She actually posts it. She actually did that with the victim's name and everything on it. Unbelievable. So the HPO was issued last Monday, and you're supposed to have breached it in the last 7 days. No, she took less than 7 days. She took about 12 hours, actually. That didn't take her very long. After reading the first sentence, is the affidavit under oath? Could that be used as perjury? Yes. That get her on perjury. Right. That's and then let's see. So they all see that I'm, Shannon's like, is AFA, is that Josh?
Oh yeah, probably.
I don't know. And so I don't know, tag Josh. Does Josh live in Taunton or something?
Accountability for all.
Does Josh live in Taunton?
I don't know.
Oh, gee, I misunderstood. Sorry. To really answer that question, one would have to know exactly what Turtleboy said and how the mass courts have treated those actions in the past. In other words, only a mass lawyer, which I am not, could really answer that. Oh, yes, exactly. Police report, lawyer, and your lawyer should file for a protection order against Aidan. Yes, you should, Kate. You've tried that a couple times. Didn't work out for you, did it? I love that when you lectured the judge in 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗹 about federal case law or some shit like that. And
I'm sure the lawyer will get a protection order too, because you've done what? Use her public fucking Instagram profile?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I talked about her.
Dangerous.
Oh no, not girl boss. You can't say mean things about girl boss. Indeed, knowingly putting false statements into an affidavit would be perjury, especially if done for malicious purpose. This can be used to impeach witnesses too. Another expert attorney called 𝗀𝗲𝗴𝗹. Okay, so there you go. Get two people. So Kate starts talking about a legal fund here. Neither should be able to get funds. You are the only one who can issue disbursement. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's a CPA. He's a big shot in Houston. So this is her following. I hope she sees this for what it is and will fight with you. This is clearly harassment by these men. What men? Against a female attorney that would make for an interesting news article. Yeah, harassment of a female news attorney. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, you can't say. Kate, somebody finally tells her towards the end, listen carefully. Now is when you shut up. Yeah, you should have told that before, but she didn't. I think the problem is the judge didn't let. Yeah, I guess so. For now, she'll go back to it. Don't worry. I think the problem is the judge didn't let her lawyer finish her case. No, the lawyer tried, and it didn't go very well because the lawyer argued the wrong things. Again, don't slut shame victims. Pro tip. And so she actually posted that she wanted to have like a fundraiser, and someone's like, "Keep it in Discord. Chili wants to see you e-begging. I don't beg." Oh yeah. The girl is constantly asking for handouts for her legal fees, that for things that she got herself involved in that were perfectly avoidable, unlike mine, which are unavoidable. People like Ryan Waters, there's nothing you can do to stop people like him. But Kate's are perfectly avoidable. She could just not post naked pictures of people. That might help. She could not get restraining orders placed on her. That would help. I can't believe the courts aren't seeing this for what it is. Yeah, because you don't understand what it is, stupid. Could start a fundraiser, Shannon says, or whatever. He's pretending he got what? Yeah. So what else do people say? Maybe get in touch with Law Talk Mike. Oh yeah, they sound good. I don't want my hands alone on that. This is going to get costly between all these fucktards exploiting the court system. That's the way she frames it. Like we're exploiting the courts. No,
everyone but her is always.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, you're a criminal, and you're being held responsible. That's not. And you're like, this is such bullshit. It's so satisfying to see her finally getting her comeuppance, isn't it? Because she's gotten away with this shit for so long. Here's what Shannon says: appeal the shit out of it. That'll work. Listen to Shannon. Shannon LeBarry knows a lot about this stuff. Just go in the clerk's office, be like, yes, what form would you like? I'd like the appeal the shit out of it form, please. Newsflash, no one appeals restraining orders. That's not a thing. I've never heard of anybody like appealing a goddamn restraining order. Never, ever. Plus, this person says you were never ordered to take the pics down, but she did. Do you notice that she took down that stream that had the naked pictures on it? It's gone.
Too bad, screenshots or recordings last forever.
Yeah, we got the screenshots still, but I thought 𝗃𝗃 doesn't censor herself.
I need a new judge because you don't understand. I hashtag myself as Kate always wins, and now that's a lie. So I need you to fix that. Thank you.
Well, they're like so confused. I thought Kate always wins. The system must be rigged here. Obviously, it's unfair. Like this woman, like she's literally a cult because she could do what Trump said he could, like go down Fifth Avenue, shoot someone in the head, and be like, fucking Turtleboy. Like he did it. He made me do it. You just get a competent attorney involved. Who can I trust to maintain a legal fund? Not me. Gaff Daddy. Yes. Put your faith in Mike Gaffney. things can't go wrong if that happens. Anything
Gap
else?
Daddy.
Yeah. This is what she says about the lawyer. Girl boss. I just texted my lawyer, but God knows she's probably been harassed off any future cases. I've never even harassed. What kind of lawyer would quit?
Wait, that was you. Oh no, wait, was that?
This is Kate saying this to somebody else. So she claims that the lawyer isn't texting her back now because she's so scared of me. I'm a big.
No, she's fucking not texting you back because you already paid her and her work's done.
Yeah, Kate, because she got your money. She used you, Kate. She saw you coming from a mile away. She's like, oh, I'm gonna pull the whole Girls United thing with this one and be like, oh yeah, let's take down that big bad white guy and blah blah blah. And she took your money and then she sucked, dude. Like, we all listened to the tape. It was the worst lawyer I've ever heard. I could have been a better lawyer for you than this fucking moron. But afterwards, you just couldn't admit that she sucked because you had to be like, girl boss, she's so good. It was the judge's fault. And the victim lied. That's the real problem. And Turtleboy, of course, is all behind this whole thing. And his mother on the school committee in Worcester. Yeah, everything. Everything must be documented. He was directly contacting and harassing her. It's documented in a police report. Aidan released those photos, not me. Even if I did, if I sent those pictures to someone, I didn't fucking post them, Kate. That's the big difference. You're not understanding. There's a slight difference in that, isn't there? Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Doing something privately as opposed to publicly.
Right.
A little bit different. Totally. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Objection sustained. We all heard the tape, Kate. We all that's anybody who has that many straight objections sustained isn't good at their job. But she got your money, so good job. And this is what Kate says. I get it. Posting images of a woman in a compromising position is not the coolest thing in the world. But I didn't release them. Aidan did. By the time I got them, they were already out on the internet everywhere. Yeah, we heard you, Kate. We heard you in court that was your argument. You guys all listened to the tape the other day? Go back and listen to it if you didn't hear it already. I think I played it on Saturday night. That was Kate's whole argument is, well, he released the photos, not me. You tried that, Kate. And you were and your argument was they were already out there on the internet. Well, show us where they were. If she could have shown a single other website that posted those pictures before she did on December 30th, she might have something. But nobody posted them. So she had no evidence of it. So it's Kate, nobody's buying your bullshit. You need receipts, bitch. I get that. However, if an appeal is won, it would negate the criminal charges. No? Oh, my God. Oh, these experts. They can't take naked pictures. You can't post nudity on Facebook. Oh, okay. So it's okay because she covered up the who's. Right, of course.
Wow. What a winner.
I'd suggest you get in touch with an attorney immediately. First, I understand that there are appeals in mass. These probably expire quickly. Second, things will move fast on this. So a judicial complaint would have to come later. IANAL. But have dealt with similar issues.
Wait, what?
This is an expert, but I love reading. I don't know who very dangerous people is, but the fact that Kate is going to this person for legal advice just makes me so happy. It's like this. Just listen to these people rant and they're so sure of themselves. It's amazing. Third, start building your defense on these many issues. Chili builds his posters, but without the misspellings. From my perspective, you have a good case, but you have to get ahead of it. I feel like Turtleboy is spending 100% of the time on this, and he feels he finally has. No, I spend a couple minutes a day on this. I do stories and shit.
He's not the one with the Discord that he updates fucking constantly about.
Yeah, I don't have a crusty panties watch Discord, so I don't do that. This Shannon appeals go to a different court. Kate, you have to stop giving these people the benefit. If you reported Chili for assault, he wouldn't be a mass in the first place. These aren't reasonable people. Ask the lawyer what you should do. Yeah, make sure you ask her and don't let them know she's gonna want money for that time, legal advice. So this is the stuff from earlier. So yeah, that's basically it. All right, so yeah, that's that. Turtleboy always wins, and again, but I didn't win because this is about me. I won because justice is being served. A victim is getting due process, and a bad guy is being held responsible, and that bad guy is Kate Peter. What she did to this woman is evil. And is what it is. She would love to tie me to the legion of people that she goes after. She would love to tie me to Chili and whoever this Dave fella is. She would love to tie me to them. I don't talk to these people. So They do their thing. I do my thing. I'm the alpha, as you know that, Keith. So, all right. Anyone have any questions they want to ask me? Fire away if you do. Let me check the turtle chats. All right, we got one from Ted B. So again, if you posted, if you sent something, send a donation for whatever reason. The messages are not coming through tonight. I'll try to get that fixed. But we got a $40 donation here. Thank you very much from 𝗲𝗲𝗄𝗏. So that's a nice donation. 𝗲𝗲𝗏, if you'd like to post your message in the comments, we can bring it up. We also have, Ryan Waters sent it. So maybe Ryan Waters can text me and tell me what he meant to say for his message there. And, okay. So that's C. The C is corrosive commentary. That's that fat guy, I think, that likes, that said, okay, the woman doesn't take a bad picture. She's so hot. The guy that's like, the guy that has just the mattress on the floor and Chinese food next to the bed. That guy. Yeah. Okay. Lauren, we know there's a professional courtesy lawyer. Oh, why was Lauren saying, like, because Lauren even told me she wasn't so bad.
That's what she said, basically. She said she hates her Instagram, but she wasn't that bad. But
she was listen to the whole tape again.
We can all agree to disagree here.
Yeah, we can agree to disagree on that one. So, where's the llama? Did the llama's comment on here? Did the llama comment?
Did the llama comment? I don't know.
So he donated money. I don't know if llama has a comment.
If you have a comment, put it in the.
If you have a comment, put it in the chat. I'll bring it up, llama. When are you streaming from a bar next? I'd love to buy. Oh, thank you, Tom Green. I appreciate that. I don't know, but hopefully soon. I love doing live appearances like that. I want to do it more often. Tony Branch is running for re-election. That's correct, but he does have another black person running against him. So that's my girl. I got to find out more about that. So yeah, this has kind of been answered. Yeah, so I don't know, but soon. Put it that way. Would you guys do a live event if I have one? Would you come out? If we rented out a bar or something? I don't know. We'd have to figure something out. Let's see. Can you explain to me the vertical thing? Let's see.
You said something about vertical versus filming versus horizontal filming.
Oh, this one. Oh, yeah. So, see how I'm horizontal right here? You can see so much more. Like,
right.
What your instinct when you record a fight like that is to go like this, right?
Yeah.
But it only covered when you do that. You only get this part of a third of the screen. So you like this. I always tell people landscape. If you can get any video in landscape, it's just a million times better. So that's what I meant by that. When are we gonna have a cookout? Sustained. Oh man. Yeah. Wait. What did 𝗲𝗏 say? I missed that. Bring Nick some. Stop it. Be nice to Nick. He took an Uber there. He owned me. I know Brett thinks that he owned me there. He showed you guys, bro.
Yeah, he showed us his teeth. That's right.
He showed us his teeth. He humiliated himself in doing so. He humiliated you too. Not that
Ernie had to fucking witness that.
You literally have no teeth like either, Brett. So that's good. Adam Nelson, so thank you very much. I do appreciate the donation. I think I read your Cash App out loud too. So I appreciate that, sir. Thank you. She has a court date September 21st. For what? I didn't know that. Message me about that. I didn't even know.
Maybe chili?
Oh, is that the chili lawsuit?
Maybe.
Why would he file in Attleboro? I thought he filed in Boston. She wasn't bad, but you can't do shit with. She kept pushing an angle that the judge clearly rejected. Like the judge clearly said, like this whole Aidan angle that you keep pushing on me, I have no interest in it. If you bring up his name, I'm gonna, and the person objects, I'm gonna sustain it. And she's like, well, let me just try doing it again 5,000 times, and then maybe we can get this guy to admit that he got laid. Maybe we can admit, if we can get that, that's somehow a fucking victory. It's like, no, I don't know what you think that would have accomplished, but no. Can I come to Nashua? Maybe. We'll see.
It has 2 pools and like mad grills.
Who does?
Suzanne.
She has 2 pools?
Yeah, she said she would host if 30 people will go.
Why does she have 2 pools? You own a house with 2 pools, Suzanne? That's crazy. It's balling.
Right?
Yeah, you want to talk about the bed crew? Oh, so there we go. So the Bedford Creeper again. I'm going to talk about it more in the live show. All I got to say about that guy is these people that get caught doing something. Like I could tell that guy. I felt bad for him at first because I always feel bad for these people. I'm like, because he has kids, and I'm like, this is going to be embarrassing for his kids. The guy that was climbing into windows and shit. His daughter's friend's house. And, I'm like, this is humiliating for the kid because the guy he looks normal. And you're like, well, this guy might have his shit together. And then when I saw those comments on the page today, I'm like, oh, I got this one right. This guy was a piece of shit liar. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. The Patriots, people are all down on the Patriots, and I get it. But you're acting like Miami's not a good team. Like I told you, people, the Miami Dolphins are going to the playoffs this year. They're a good team. And they're not as good as the Bills. But I think we have 3 playoff divisions 3 playoff teams in our division. I really, truly believe that. And I think we're one of them. Now, I think that we have a serious coaching problem at this point. And I never thought the day that Bill Belichick might get fired. But if this keeps up, he should get fired. Like, I don't care how many Super Bowls you won. I think the longer this goes on like this, it's like the longer he gets exposed as being a fraud and a product of Tom Brady. Like, he needs to fucking win on his own.
He does.
And he's so fucking arrogant about it. That it's like it's like this whole Patriot way of we don't talk and run, we run things well. Yeah, that shit's cute and all when you're 14-2. We all like that. We're like, yeah, Bill, fuck him, don't give him shit. We're 14-2. Now we go 7-10. People are gonna want some answers about why the fuck this is happening. Like, why don't you have an offensive coordinator? Why are we the only team in the league where we don't know who's calling the plays? Why are these retards like Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, these complete rejects who tried to go to other teams and just failed in the most spectacular way possible? This is the best you could find for this franchise. And why do we see teams like we had J.C. Jackson, top 20 player in the NFL, one of the best quarterbacks in the league? We're like, fuck it, we don't need players like that. We got Devon Godshaw. We're just going to throw a bunch of money at him. We got Jalen Mills. We're good. We got Devin McCourty for 1 million years. We're good. We got Matthew fucking Slater. We don't need to worry about them. Like, Khalil Mack is out there at 31 years old destroying motherfuckers. Like, he was available for the Chargers. Chandler Jones we can get him back if we want. We don't need players like that. No, that's not the Patriot way. The Patriot way is to fucking blow all your money on long snappers and fat defensive tackles that do so, and that works. As long as you have Tom Brady and Mac Jones, all these people hating on Mac Jones. Fuck all you people. Mac Jones is the man. Mac Jones is gonna be a fine quarterback, and with the whole Kendrick Bourne shit too. I don't give. Why is he on the team if we're not gonna play them? He's the best receiver we have. You played for one fucking play. He had 47-yard pass. Obviously, Mac Jones likes him. So put him fucking out there. Can we get some weapons for Mac Jones? This is mediocrity at its finest out there. I mean, they're okay. Aguilar's okay. And Myers is serviceable. And the tight ends are above average, I guess. But it's like, dude, can we get some fucking stars? Like, can we get something? Can we get something to get excited about here? Anything, dude. I mean, there's players out there available. Like, the fact that Khalil Mack is just out there in San Diego's like, yeah, we'll take him and we'll take J.C. Jackson. We're going to take both of them, the Raiders are like, we're going to get Devontae Adams and Chandler Jones. The fucking Raiders, man, are going out and doing shit like that. The Texans are like, we're just going to go get the rapist. We're going to get fucking Deshaun Watson. Fuck it. That's what we're going to do. And you look at even the Steelers are like, we're going to get TJ Watt and Cam Hayward and Minkah Fitzpatrick. We're going to and you know what? We're just going to do this thing where we keep them. And we're just not going to let them go. That's what we're going to do. They're just going to play out their glory years here. It's a crazy fucking concept. The Patriot way, though, is just like, get here, become a star, and then see ya. And then, like, what? Why don't we just – and that, again, that works when you're not Brady. So anyway, so that's that. Anything else? I'm missing it. I started ranting there. So that – Have you heard from either senoritas? No, I've heard from nobody in Providence, unfortunately. I wish.
There's still time.
I told you, man.
Now Josh all day. Dude.
You can't see it because her gut's so big, and I'm not trying to fat shame, but it really is. It's goddamn huge. I mean, Jesus Christ. But what did I always say about Abrams?
He looks like he's transitioning, dude, at that parade. So I would see Abrams at this point. Like he's going.
I'm gonna milk those things. I'm telling you right now. Those things produce milk. I'm telling you right now. And before he dies, I'm gonna milk those things. That's my promise to you. Those were definitely the side boob check were definitely fake too. Like those didn't sag at all. Like she didn't even need a bra, you know. So anybody else have any other questions? I mean, I love Bill too, but I love him when he wins. I don't know. And again, he obviously sucks at being a GM. I mean, he had a great draft when he got Mac Jones and Barmore. That was obviously good. But the year before that, 𝗵𝗵𝗃 and Dalton Keene, both gone. Those were the premier picks. Trading down all the time for mediocrity. I mean, we passed, and he can't draft a receiver for the life of him. God knows that. What's his name? N'Keal Harry, my guy there. It's like we passed over on how many players for him? Exactly. All right. Anybody else? No, I haven't heard anything about that. So, all right. Anybody else have anything we'll talk about? Who molested you? That's a great question. Don't know the answer to that. Can't confirm it happened, but all right, guys. I guess we're gonna call it a night there. It's getting a little late. So good show, right, Deb? You have fun?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Sorry about the technical difficulties
Except
there.
for a couple of 𝗵𝗶 computer issues. Yeah, but we're good.
Yeah, a couple of 𝗵𝗶 computers.
It's the worst. Wasn't the worst.
Oh, so the Ryan Waters. By the way, I got the Ryan Waters message. It said, was sorry for only donating $5. I'm really rich, but my ex-girlfriend stole $100,000. Anyways, I'm in the market for a new dog because mine's broken.
Oh,
a dresser did it. So I'm posting here. Anyways, I'm a novelist and I have a website devoted to my legal acumen, crushing turtle fraud. Please check it out to see how sane I am and what a good dog dad I would be. Thank you, Ryan. That's very generous of you, sir. Yes, very much so. Why did the Pats lose? I don't know. So anyway, let me just make sure I didn't miss anyone on the Donos here. All payments. Let's see. I think we are caught up. All right. So yeah, we're good. All right, guys. So we will call it a night, ladies and gentlemen. And I thank you for all the donos and the support and everything. And we will see you guys all on Thursday night for Turtleclub. If not, this weekend. I might be going to Pittsburgh this weekend, actually. We're going to see. I got family out there. So if I do, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the live show from there, but we'll figure it out. All right. So anyway, we'll talk later, guys. Peace to you, bum crease. Love you.
Have a good night.
Peace outside.
Good night.